high. I wanted this love to survive. Now when I look in your I feel paralyzed.
How do you achieve your greatness?
There's no margin for error.
No room for mistakes.
You need total control.
Your success is determined by your grit.
It takes thousands of hours perfecting your moves.
And only the strong survive.
You think you've paid your dues?
You think you're ready to enter the arena?
Think again.
This is the Telkom Digital Gaming League,
This is where legends fight till the last second.
where the action explodes straight through your system.
Give me the music.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Dota players around the world. We're back. Masters Action Sunday evening, gonna be good. XTC Gaming versus XD. It is a matchup for fourth place. Both these teams, XTC and XD, are in tied for fourth position. So the series is going to determine who's going to be moving up that log and who is going to be moving down. I am Jabba, and I'm joined by the lovely Succubus. How has your weekend been? And tell me what you're expecting from this game.
I'm actually expecting a relevantly easy, not easy, but like even matchup. I mean, this is the new XD Dota. Obviously, this is all new 5 players. But I mean, they've been, holding their own in the Masters Leg 2 so far, and as you said, tying up with XTC here. So I think it's going to be 3 games. So let's jump in for the long haul.
Alrighty, well, the draft has actually come out. I think some music was playing in the background, so you're going to be experiencing a little bit of troubles at the moment. We're trying to make sure that we can do an in-game cast so you guys can get the pleasure of both worlds. Those that want to just sit back on the couch and watch the game on your big screen TV, or for those of you that just want to sit behind the screen and watch this game. So give us any shouts.
For those of you with some bad internet.
Yeah, for those of you with some beautiful dial-up. But the draft has come out. XTC banning out the big red man, the Axe Monkey King. No more in this game. It's going to be XD banning out the Ursa and the Mag. This time, XTC picking up the Warlock. We've often seen that the Warlock and the Treant Protector have been those big first pickups that teams are looking for.
Yeah, it has been, but it's also because the really strong laning presence in team fights. I mean, you get fatal bonds on the whole team, and it's just it really disrupts a team fight. Plus, in the Shadow Word is a pretty strong nuke and heal, of course, in lane. Upheaval could be pretty damn annoying to deal with, especially if you've got a team that can hold their own. So you can just basically sit in the background. After you got your fatal bonds and the big rock off, you can just sit there at the back of the team fight, have your upheaval, micro your golems, and the team is literally just slowed down. So it makes team fight pretty devastating. But there we go. The Treant Protector coming out as well as that. So a lot of heal and some pretty strong luck down here. We've got the Chaotic offering to maybe start things off, even with the overgrowth. And as we all know, as when Tree gets that Aghanim set up, you have wards for days. Vision everywhere on the map. And of course, overgrowth does that damage as well. But it's more the living armor in lane that just makes things impossible. You think you can kill someone, and then he gets living armored. It also makes buildings harder to take. But we have another very strong laner right now, and that is in the form of the Legion Commander.
Well, I mean, he's we've seen it in the international scene. Legion Commando actually been picking up a Ghost Scepter. I don't know if any of you guys have actually seen this. It was actually quite a clever strat that I think it was VP that was actually using the strat. They actually picked up the Legion Commander, Ghost Sceptered, and then would duel the enemy hero, would use it as a lockdown from them being able to actually run away. Here, take no damage because obviously the enemy heroes was doing way more damage than what the Legion was doing, but it was just a good lockdown. A little bit of a concern though. I mean, XTC showing both supports so early on. Do you think this could kind of limit what XTC is going to be able to start picking up next? I mean, they've got their 2 supports. They're going to need their core, their mid, and their offlaner. I'm not going to allow them too much flexibility. XD though, they've already picked up 2 of their cores, so they've still got a little bit of maneuverability.
Yeah, for me, though, picking up supports first in a draft is generally better than, showing your cores straight away. Because if you, show your cores straight away like they did with the Jug and the Legion, it kind of doesn't leave much of the draft's imagination. Now they can just pick up supports and maybe a mid. But with XTC, the draft is still kind of a mystery. So XD is not going to really have the chance to, counter pick the cores. So XDC has got a lot more leg room in their draft at the moment. And Warlock and Treant are pretty damn efficient supports. They really are. So, I mean, the heal is always good. Disable's always good. They've got slows, they've got heals, they've got lockdown. Fatal Bonds is amazing. So it's really hard to actually try and counter these 2 supports. So in my point of view right now, the XTC draft is really good and also leaves, to the imagination, oh God, what are we gonna, what if they sucker punch us with, a last pick that we literally have no more time left to counter, because they're leaving their cause as a mystery, which I really, really like in a draft.
Yeah, it can work out in your favor. I mean, our XTC probably would have liked to have maybe picked themselves up, maybe a Slaughter or the Bounty Hunter. Kind of limits their options though. So I mean, could XTC maybe still run the Slaughter in the off lane position? I know he's been more position 4, which the Trent would probably take now. So I mean, that's the kind of positioning or the choosing of the heroes in the different phases. But anyway, we're going to see if it pays out for them. XD pick up the Ricky, so it's going to put a lot of that invis tax on the 2 supports from XTC. It's going to really put a lot of pressure on them to try and get those wards up, prevent the Ricky from being an absolute nuisance to the TA in the mid lane. And I mean, TA sitting in the mid lane.
Ricky just disrupts a lot of team fights. I mean, that smoke cloud is pretty annoying, and if you don't have enough detection, or he's just gonna sap up XP from whatever lane you've got. He can follow the tree protector around sometimes if he doesn't get the nature's gauze level 1, which don't really tend to get level 1 unless you're going for a specific strat. But I mean, Ricky is a very annoying hero, and he can just basically get his levels and stuff. And as soon as he has a diffusal blade up, he can get pretty damn annoying as well, especially in the lanes. Like you said, for the TA, she's gonna have to watch out. She has got the mold available, so I mean, I suspect Wonder Sports will be buying her sentry ward, and just make sure she's got a tango handy, because Ricky tends to chew up those sentries with the tangos that he buys. But yeah, for me, roaming Ricky is really good. But you can kind of see what they want when they ban out the heroes. Like, they're banning really good roamers and offlaners. Also, Silence is pretty good against the TA mid, because he's got constant spam, so it's going to tick through her refraction pretty well. Axe, very strong offlaner, very strong initiator and ganker, and then obviously the Monkey King, that roving Monkey King, you really don't want it. And we've been seeing a lot of the classic Monkey King and Disruptor combos. As once Monkey King has that basher, you're just not getting out of there. So it's very good bans here for them. They don't want the roaming thing, so I expect they want their lanes to last a little bit longer here on their side of XTC.
Well, I mean, they're going to try and make it work out. But it seems that the Ricky's going to put a lot of invis tax on the side of XTC. TA is also going to put a bit of taxes here on the poor Crystal Maiden. She's also...
Well. She's, also pretty.
Well, I mean, as you say, that the tree and the TA, they're going to be drawing out a lot of that gold from the CM as well as the Ricky. So, I mean, both teams, they're going to try and keep things level pegging with the invis heroes on either team. But now the Crystal Maiden being picked up, that route has been absolutely a devastating ability here for teams. It completely blocks out any abilities that you want to actually be able to use. You can't disjoint it, you can't attack through it. It's just an absolute nightmare to actually deal with. Yeah. Enigma is going to be the offlaner here for XTC, and as we say that, XTC pick up their 5th and final call, going to be the Wraith King. That is... I'm really afraid here for XD. I mean, as soon as you take down the Wraith King, you're going to have his ulti pop. You're going to slow down everyone. Enigma's going to get off the perfect black hole while everyone's trying to run away from him, and it's going to cause an absolute nightmare. But...
Well, we do have 2 natural diffusal blade carriers on their team, in the form of the Ricky and the Juggernaut. But one thing is annoying, at level 25, he no longer needs that mana cost on his ulti, so it just keeps respawning even if he has naught mana. But what I really do love about the Wraith King is the fact it is the only stun in Dota that does damage over time. I don't know if any of you guys know that, but he also comes with a natural lifesteal and a crit, and of course a second life. So for me, it's one of the better carries in Dota. It's one of the easier carries to play, but when a Wraith King gets out of hand, it's pretty damn hard to, come back from it. So I really am loving this pick, and it's also something we don't see that often anymore. But I must say, I would see the Enigma going into the off lane, a tri-lane with Tree and Warlock and Wraith King. That is...
it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt.
Yeah, it's going to really hurt. And then potentially, Tree just healing the Templar mid, even if the Ricky comes to gank. She's also got Refraction and Mold. As you say, Crystal Maiden, she has that route available, which is also good versus a TA, versus anyone that's got, the AoE ulti, you can just root them up. But, I mean, if you time your Manta correctly, if you got some Yule Scepter, even a 4-star Hurricane Pike, you can force yourself out of it. But one thing is going to force them to get us maybe a Lincoln Sphere, because there isn't a lot of targeted spells on XD Dota. So Lincoln's is a really good Lincoln's game for them. The one thing I do think they might struggle with a little bit is going to be this Ember Spirit.
Well, I
It's going to
mean,
be good versus TA, I guess. So it is a good pick against it.
you know, I'm really worried about here for the side of XD is they've got the Juggernaut, and the Jugger's going to be doing a chunk of damage. He's going to try and get the Omni Slash off. They're going to get the Wraith King down, but once you've pretty much like gone at it, do they have enough to actually get to kill the Wraith King once again? I mean, they've got the Jewel from the Legion Commander. He's pretty much like a one-trick pony, as well as the Jugger. Jugger can still right-click and maybe go toe-to-toe against the Wraith King. But
Look,
is
it's
it?
going to be a hard one. It's going to be a hard one because not only is Wraith King lifesteal, he's also got the living armor as well as the Shadow Word if he's lucky enough to get dueled with his two supports. But there's always living armor, so it's going to be hard to get a duel onto this Wraith King. So I suspect to take out probably the Warlock or the Enigma in a duel every time. TA is also kind of a hard kill. But I suspect the Riki is going to have to stay close to this Legion Commander if she wants to get a duel off. Possibly even a third hero to kill these heroes, because these are quite hard heroes to kill, especially with supports like Warlock and Tree. But dueling a Wraith King, I don't know. I don't think it's that much of a good idea, especially once he's level 6. The Diffusal Blades, yes, fine, it's going to help a bit. But once it gets to that late game, like I said, level 25, he doesn't need mana to respawn anymore. So, yeah, this is going to be a tough game. Going to need a lot of roaming from the Riki, a lot of rotations from the Ember. Legion's going to have to get off quite a few duels. And, of course, they've got brilliant lockdown and catch, this team. But I suspect, like, okay, we're going to have to see a Blink Dagger on the Legion, as well as a Jug, and maybe even the Ember, because you can't just rely on your Remnants. Because, you know, if you use all 3 of your Remnants to, you know, say, burst the hero down, it works really nicely. But then you haven't got a way to get out. So I suspect you're going to need a little bit more escape from it, and definitely some Lincoln Spheres in this game.
Oh, it's going to be really tricky. So the game is paused out. Let's take the opportunity quickly to go around and introduce our players as we get ready to Dota. For the side of the Radiant, going to be XD. We have got Fury, the captain of the Radiant, going to be playing our pretty little Crystal Maiden. We've got the old man Rock Lee, or just Rock Lee, going to be on our Ricky Maruru. We got Jappa, going to be playing our Legion Commander. Hunter, going to be hunting down the enemies here for the side of XTC. He's going to be playing the Jugger. And last but not least, going to be TKC Dota, going to be playing our Ember Spirit. That wraps it up for the side of the Radiant. Take it away for the Dire.
On the side of Dire, we have XCC, Dota, and Die on that Enigma. Deppy going on that Templar Assassin. Doom Bunny will be on that Warlock. The one, the only, Adassim will play the Wraith King. And last but not least, we have Skynet on that Treant Protector. Now, Jabba, the one thing that does worry me just a tiny little bit is the Jug versus TA matchup. Because TA is a very good hero against the Juggernaut.
It
absorbs that ulti like no tomorrow. It's really good against Jug. And I mean, his spin doesn't mean anything when she has a massive amount of right clicks. So it worries me just a little bit. If the TA gets out of control, you know, they're going to have to try to deal with her. But then in the meantime, the Wraith King starts to get big. So I don't know. It's a hard matchup. It really is.
And I mean, the lane presence coming out here from XTC with that tri lane that we suspect, the Tree, the Warlock, and the Wraith King. It is just absolutely going to be so hard here for the side of XD to actually go toe-to-toe, and probably going to need a lot of regen in lane to at least try and make sure that they can sustain in lane or stay in lane as much as they can. Look, the benefit is they've got Fury on the Crystal Maiden. She can maybe just jump into the jungle a little bit, farm up rather quickly. Legion's probably going to be sitting in the off lane. We've got Rock Lee that's probably going to be roaming around. He may actually have to sit in the bot lane a little bit more just to try and help out. But I can't see Hunt on the Jugger getting too much farm in the beginning part of the game. It's going to be really, really tough for XD, I feel.
A lot's going to rely on TKC and Fury making plays, but the problem is that Crystal Maiden is one of the heroes that if she does get a Midas, she kind of escalates quite fast. She gets to levels, she gets nice stat items, but the problem is when you have a roamer, the Crystal Maiden is going to have to babysit a lot. So she's not going to be able to get that exponential farm, get those levels, get the items she needs. So it feels like she's just going to be constant food. She's going to just cast 1 or 2 spells and then just die. For me, like, it's a very risky thing to pick up a Crystal Maiden. Yes, she does a lot without items, but I mean, she's just so squishy and very, very slow. So for me, like if they were going to pick a Roman, maybe just pick a more of a sustainable support. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, maybe like an ogre, something that's got a little bit more tank ability, something that can actually
Yeah.
hold the lane, especially going up against this tri lane. This is what worries me, is their draft's not bad, but considering what they're going up against in this tri lane that we expect that XTC is going to actually run with Warlock, Wraith King, and Tree, it's going to be really, really tough for them. Otherwise, it's a pretty decent draft, but it just makes it a little bit more tougher for XT to actually handle,
Well,
yeah.
I've got high hopes for this Legion. Legion's a very, very strong lane and one of the strongest laners in Dota at the moment. So she should be doing just fine. But it also just worries me a bit. It's like she hasn't got much options in the way of duels because half these heroes are very hard to take down. And then, of course, you've always got the Living Armor, the Shadow Word, the Rock. There's just so many combos to worry about. So finding her on its own, getting those duels up is going to be hard. She's going to have to go in at the last second when the heroes are next to no HP and try to get the duel off. But, of course, you're going to have to sneak in somehow. So get the Blink Dagger up as soon as possible. It's just going to be a really hard game, but a lot is going to rely on rotations and ganks here, I feel. And Old Man Rockley is going to have to play like an absolute champion.
Or he's going to have to play like a man possessed. He's actually...
Those smoke clouds have to be on point. They really, really do.
They need to really stop the Enigma from blinking in, getting that black hole, and smoking Warlock. If he can make that happen, I think XD actually stand a very good chance. You can even rely on the Ember Spirit to try and block that Ember blink. It's going to be really tough. And look, if I feel if XT get a good start, it's going to be very difficult for XD to jump in the game. If XD get a great start, it could actually be a bit more of an even game.
Yeah. The thing is, on the draft of XTC, yes, they've got long cooldown ultis, the Tree ulti, the Warlock ulti, the Enigma ulti, and then it kind of gives XT kind of a false sense of, oh, now we can fight. But besides that, they've still got a lot of damage and a lot of lockdown, even after they don't have ultis. So for me, like, they've still got better team fight even without their ultis. It's just, for me, it's just a better draft, but we'll have to see what happens. Like I said, it's going to come down to rotations and just working on the smallest little mistakes that XTC decide to make.
That's the benefit of the game, is they're going to have to be absolutely spectacular in getting it and getting the job done correctly. So, I mean, we're going to wait and see how the teams actually manage to go. It looks like they're actually going to put the Legion in the jungle. So it looks like they're actually just going to let the Wraith King top do his thing. Scarnet, he's busy roaming around at the moment looking for his target. Doom Bunny, he's going to be maybe, it looks like he was going to go mid trying to help out the TA. Rockley, he's going to be a little peasant.
The XP.
Oh,
Give me XP. But there is a sentry ward down there, so he's well aware of his antics there. But it looks like they're going to try to rotate someone in to maybe deal with this Ricky.
Well, we got Doom
Like
Bunny.
Doom Bunny is trying. He's got the Shadow Word level 1, so it's pretty decent nuke.
But it looks like I'm very interested to see the way that they're actually laning this. They've actually surrendered both their safe lanes, both teams.
It's a trap. It's a trap. Hold on. Wait for it. Rockley. Oh no.
Oh, he doesn't. He doesn't have his Malefice up yet. But there goes the Shadow Word, Rockley. He's going to be taking a bit of damage. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Oh, but he dropped the sentry, used his tree.
Well, that could have spelled his death there, but very quick thing from Rockley.
Very cheeky. Well, he takes away the vision that the Dire actually has, so he's got a bit of an opportunity to jump back in there, and he does just that, salves up. And
he was like, I should be level 2 at least by now, but this damn Ricky keeps sapping my XP. Oh, courier snipe? Nah, almost.
Oh, he almost had it. CM, Fury also wants a part of this action. I mean, I'm really interested to see how they're laning this. I've got so many people in the jungle. We've got Rockley being an absolute nuisance here to Dota and Die. He's not getting anything. Scarnet, he's sitting in the Radiant jungle over here. We've got Edistam in the top lane. He's pretty much having a time of his life, sitting 16 and 8. In the bot lane, Jugger, he's also having a time of his life. He's sitting 15 and 4. So both cores getting almost the exact same amount of farm here. If it gets to the point where Wraith King as well as the Jugger get farmed, who do you feel has the better opportunity here?
Just Wraith King because, he can come back to life. He's got a little bit more lockdown in the jug and he can deal a massive amount of damage. I mean, look at this. This could be your first blood here. These two heavy tankers just right-clicking you down, and that's first blood for Skynet. Oof. 94 attack damage on level 2 is absolutely ridiculous. Treant Protector. But it's also got to do with the leech sheet, and of course that Wraith Blast that I said does damage over time as well. It's also the only stun in Dota that does. So, yeah, getting slowed down like that is not fun at all. Easy first blood.
And that's super unfortunate. I mean, he spent most of his time in the beginning parts of the game in the jungle trying to farm up a little bit. Jumps into lane for a second and immediately gets punished for showing himself.
Well, he did use his press attack to maybe try get away and debuff that slow off of him, but in the end,
mid lane though,
did have another stun.
The Deppy goes down to Rock Lee, but Doom Bunny not getting around. The root comes down from TKC. Are they going to be able to do something here? The Orb of Venom trying to slow down Doom Bunny. Rock Lee wants to go more. The Shrine is going to be popped. That was good enough, as TKC knew the Shrine was going to get popped. They have used it out, so they're going to give them a bit of an opportunity for the next 5 minutes that it's going to be down.
The TKC does have the DD. He's got the double damage run. And it looks like we're just going to have Doom Bunny maybe hang around mid a little bit, try de-ward mid, what they just did right now. So there is still the little cheeky high ground ward in the mid. So TKC has quite a nice vision here, but Deppy in a lot of trouble here again, a double damage run on TKC. Refraction does come up, but he's going to be able to survive this. He's not going to take the chance and dive a TA with a TP. 3 supports now mid, just to try to secure his farm a bit.
Oh, well, good rotations that TKC's pulling out. Got the tree there, got Doom Bunny. That kind of opens up the lane where Jappa can actually sit a little bit more comfortably up against Adestam and not be too much in threat as Scarnet and Doom Bunny are now having to rotate all the way top and trying to see if they can actually do something. This could actually spell a little bit of danger here for Jappa if he does get caught out.
I think he sniffs that something's wrong. I'm sure TKC's like, okay, the supports are no longer mid, just get back. It looks like he's just going to try grab some farm in the jungle since he's not really farming that well up against Adassim. Adassim almost has his very, very early hand of Midas, might I add, and, sitting at level 5, almost level 6, so he's going to be pretty much ungankable after this. He's just going to basically be left uncontested here. It's a very dangerous thing to leave a Wraith King uncontested. But at the same time, they are putting a lot of pressure on TKC mid here because even though, it is dangerous to leave a Wraith King to free farm, it is also very dangerous to leave a TA to run rampant. Oh, my word.
Bot lane. Juked out the TP.
Classic CM and Jug combo. You always see it in pub matches. I'm like, wait, there's a Jug pick. There has to be a Crystal Maiden pick next. It's just one of
It
those
just
things.
works so well, though. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Root into spin. How OP root is this patch? You can't go anywhere.
But I
can't
mean-
blink, you can't do anything.
But I mean, also very good patience coming out from Fury. I mean, he was spinning. He had the opportunity to use the route earlier, deciding to hold on to it. Then Enigma deciding to TP out. And they said, sorry, pal, I've still got the Frostbite. You're going nowhere, and cause an absolute fiasco for the Enigma. But now mid lane, smoke comes down. TKC not getting that Remnant off into the perfect position. Fury coming in, Fatal Bonds down. Fury in a bit of trouble here. Going to be taking damage. Fury's shouting, get out of there, TKC. Taking so much damage, and Fury managing to get out of there by the skin of his teeth. If teeth had skin, he would be in so much trouble.
You're killing me, stoop.
Yeah, he's like shouting, get back, I don't care, we could kill him, but I'm dying, and they decide to actually pull out. Looks like they may actually re-engage here.
Fatal Bonds is so strong. It really, really is. It's just like, if you get it on 3 or 4 heroes, it just kind of disrupts the team fight because the tankiest hero will take damage and he doesn't really care, but you're killing your softer heroes. It's really funny.
No, it's not funny when you, it's not funny when you Fatal Bond, trust me.
I've killed my own teammates with it before. I've told you before.
No, but you do it on purpose, though.
No.
You do it on purpose.
I do it on purpose. Hey, I end up killing 3 or 4 heroes. My team dies, but I win.
Guys, if you want to play Dota and lose, just add Succubus to your friends list, play with her, and then she'll die by getting Fatal Bonds on you.
Oh my word! No, we didn't. We don't actually end up losing the game because we know Axe OP. But yeah, it looks like Rock Lee is also trying to just be as much of a nuisance as possible and just sapping more XP here from Deppy.
Well,
He
I
really
mean,
needs more XP. Shame. So only sitting at level 6 at the moment.
well, Rock Lee's not doing too bad considering that he hasn't been in lane at all. He's sitting level 3, trying to absorb that XP that you can. I mean, you know what I enjoy is when I see an Axe on the field, I really think they're going to send him into the jungle, pick up myself a Ricky Maru. They drop the tranquils on the ground, and then I say, oh, that is so delicious. Oh, but held that thought, mid lane, Scarnet. Sitting half HP, maybe trying to make a play on TKC. Let's just keep an eye on them for the moment. And it looks like he's actually decided to bug out. TKC sitting under the tower.
Looks like he's gone for the second level in Nature's Cause, which is pretty interesting. I suppose it does give you a bash duration of 1 second, which is a pretty decent disable. Ups your movement speed and your fade time is a little bit less, but I mean, I would rather opt for more points in living armor or leech seed than getting a second level in Nature's Cause. I mean, you know, for me, like, I would get the value points and, ooh, Warlock went down.
That was rather quickly because...
Seriously, another double damage TKC. RNG is with you today.
I mean, he must have died extremely quickly because I was even looking at the health bars and it was almost like an instant drop. That's how quickly they TKC just dropped him down. So, double damage.
Full level flame guard and level 3 searing chains. Poor Warlock's not going to last very long with that.
But the Deppy comes back into lane, got the refraction shield up, going to try and wear it down a bit. The Flame Guard does really well against that that shield, just going to tick it down. It does go down, and Doom Bunny comes in, drops down the Shadow Word. Rock Lee's going to follow out. I'm talking like there's a huge amount of action that's going to take place, but we just get excited.
Oh, get rooted.
Get wrecked, son. Those ancients are like the bane of my existence. When they just root you, oh my gosh.
I normally farm them with the range, so just keep running away until the big one's dead, and I'm like, okay, I can go back in. But Rocky, do they know that he's here? This is a bad idea.
Oh, they got the root, Flame Guard, Shrine, Rock Lee, not getting the smoke down in the right place. There comes out the smoke. They're going to try and chase down Rock Lee. They have got the dust. He has been found out. Leech League going to be good. Can't get to the creeps. And easy money. Doom Bunny picking himself up. A nice chunk of gold there. 188 Rand for him. Or when I say Rand, because we're in South Africa. A little bit of gold.
Shaman rooted both of them. I thought the Ricky might actually get away because creep OP. But no, he gets ticked down, thank God, by the Shadow Word. But jeez, man. Did you see that? They're all chasing after the Ricky. And this creep just decides to root both of them. Oh, that would have been funny if he actually got away because of that.
Yeah, Ancients too strong. Too strong.
But yeah, that was a very bad initiation
top lane
engagement, for that matter of fact. I mean, you are at the shrine. Oh,
At a stam.
Okay.
Oh, getting aggressive. CM's there. Fury slows him down. There comes the smoke. Adistam in a little bit of trouble. Shadow Word going to keep him alive for the moment. A Recarnation on the deck. Pops out. Hunter pops out. The Blade Fury. They're trying to catch him. Adistam being slowed down by Crystal Maiden. There comes the smoke and the jewel going to Jappa. But 3-man Black Hole coming up from Dota and Da. All of a sudden making some plays. Doom Bunny picking up the kill on Jappa. Hunter, he's going to try and get himself out of there. Rock Lee, he's also going to be able to make it out. Fury, he's going to get trapped. And there comes the root eventually from Scarnet. Going to bring down Fury. No, it's a disaster coming out for the side of... for the side of XD. And, I mean, GCM, the Black Hole coming out from Dota and Da, all of a sudden catching out 3. Unfortunately, they couldn't actually pick up the kill on Hunter, himself surviving on under a 9th of his HP. So, very lucky from him, Jappa. Oh, okay, Skynet. They don't have Jewel up available yet for Jappa, but he's already got 1 Jewel point to his name, so 10 extra damage for Jappa. This is not too bad considering the laning phase that he had. Adistam did bite the dust eventually. Am I right? He did go down, eh?
Yeah, he did go down. But it's a bit unfortunate because they lost 2 heroes there for the side of XD, but also like 2 really bad engagements there. I mean, one by the Shrine where, you know, teammate can easily TP2, plus it was up. So, I mean, losing the Ricky there, it's kind of just silly to go on a TA, number 1, number 2, to have a Shrine available and then someone TPing in. You should just back the hell out. And then taking another silly fight here in the bottom lane, on the top lane, sorry. Oh, and I mean that black hole coming out was nice, but he kind of just was able to walk in there and just get it off, which I was actually very surprised.
Yeah, I mean, you see red. All you're doing is focusing on the individual hero. You then all of a sudden a black hole appears, and Dota and Die just start smiling. And he's building himself quite quickly into the mech, not focusing on the blink just yet. How do you feel about this? Enigma's this kind of
I
game.
like it.
Do you like
I
the
like it
mech
because-
before the blink?
Because he can, okay, on average, no, but he's literally the only one that can viably actually get the early mech because he's farming and the Treants and the Warlock are not farming. Again, they also, Japper getting gone on here again. Nice smoke cloud coming out from Rocky.
Oh, that Doom Bunny.
Yeah.
Oh, that must have hurt when they came down. The debuff coming out from Legion Commander, just popping out his little debuff there, being able to not get stunned, run away, and the Golem completely missing him. Drops down the courage. There comes the smoke. There comes the jewel. Dota and Die trying to make something happen. The Midnight Pulse on the deck, and they lose Legion Commander. They lose the Ricky. In the meantime, in the bot lane, losing Hunter. Fury picking up himself a kill against Adestam. So, I mean, kills going across the
good
map. And
Not a good trade. Yes, you got the duel off, but you've also now, lost the Legion. Okay, the Jug died somewhere differently, but you've lost 2 heroes, and you're going to lose a tier 1 tower here as well. It's just not worth it. It was just, for me, that was kind of, a bad decision there.
well, Fury, he wants to make
Well,
a play, yeah?
At least they did something with the rock, I guess. Not so much of a waste. Poor Fury getting run down by those Eidolons.
He literally just TP'd in and literally has got no HP. Like, literally.
Eidolon's OP, man. I guess she's getting herself decent farm. She's got her tranquils up, almost got the Hand of Midas. So see him actually doing a little bit better than I expected him to do.
Oh,
A little bit better.
No, TKC. I mean, we've spoken about it in earlier Ember Spirit games where heroes technically shouldn't die. TKC only realizing that he didn't have a safety remnant up. He actually just popped one down to the top of the ridge. So, I mean, to actually die as an Ember Spirit, not for not having a remnant up, is almost unforgivable at this point of the game. Later when it gets to the later part of the game, maybe you want to use those 3 remnants to actually burst down a player. But I mean, so early in the beginning of the game, you want to make sure that you can actually escape rather quickly, especially with Black Hole, Rock, Fire Blasts coming out from the Wraith King. You really want that.
It looks like Hunter and, of course, Jappa are going to get another tower here for their team. Well, the problem is you need to do this whole split pushy thing because you can't really, push up against the side of XTC. And because the problem is that the two heroes that do the most tower damage is, of course, the Jug and the Legion Commander. And they have to be right up on the tower to do any damage to it. They can't just, stand there at the back doing nothing. But now Jappa getting gone on here by Adastum. Could he do it? Can Adastum do it? He's got another stun in 4 seconds, but decides to leave it alone.
He sees the bounty. He sees the bounty. He sees... That's like he's...
Hand of Midas, bounties. But in all seriousness, Adastum's actually getting quite huge. He's got himself a full armlet up right now. He's almost got a blink about 600 gold away from that. So it's actually pretty scary. Looking in perspective, the Jug's also pretty decently farmed. He's got a casual Yasha.
Oh, mid lane though.
Manta.
Oh, they're going to drop the rock, Midnight Pulse, but he's got his escape route, so they're not going to be able to catch him. They do pop the dust, though. Rockley does get slowed down. Going to try and blink back to the rock under the tower. Rockley trying to make a maneuver there. Can't get out of trouble, and he does go down. Under vision of the tower doesn't help his case at all, and does bite the dust. They didn't manage to pick up TKC. They did use the rock. And this is going to be another opportunity here for XTC to maybe push down the mid-tier 1. Oh, Hunter, he's looking looking aggressive. Here comes another jewel. No black hole for them. And we've got the Enigma down. There comes down Fury, popping his ult. Doom Bunny surviving on very low HP. Deppy annihilating Fury. And the chase may continue here, but Adestam can't actually close the gap. Now the Hunter is going to be the next one being the hunted. I mean, this is a pure Liam Neeson moment where they just swap things around.
Yeah, you don't want to fight under Shrine and Dust immediately knowing that he cannot actually get that kill. But yeah, pretty damn good fight there. I mean, okay, we lost the Legion and a Crystal Maiden for, I believe, a Warlock for a Enigma, so basically pretty much even trade, 2 offlaners and a support. So it's really good. But as I was saying, the Rock not really hitting its mark at the moment here for the side of XTC, but the last time they were able to use it to push down a tower, but this time, unfortunately, it just got right-clicked down. But I must say, Deppy getting that double kill there, he's actually looking pretty good. He's 2-1 and 2. He's getting some really good items up here. He's got the full Desolate up with a haste rune to boot. Almost got his Blink Dagger as well. Can he make something happen here with the haste?
Well, he's going to find 2. Adestam's also in the
Black hole,
vicinity.
black hole.
Oh, let's get there. Annihilates poor Mr. Rock Lee. Can I find TKZ? One more right click. He's going to try and salve up. In the meantime, Deppy finding the kill on Fury in the top Radiant jungle.
This poor Crystal Maiden can't do anything.
I mean, just look at this. I mean, we had Deppy in the mid lane going up against the Ember Spirit, sitting with 148 last hits. He's top of the charts, where Adestam and Hunter both pretty much had a free lane, and they are sitting at 135 and 114 respectively. I mean, they are doing really well. Deppy especially, I mean, such a better farm. But just looking at the bottom, they're going to find out TKZ. He can't Remnant out because, oh boy, Scarnet has got a route out. And Dust.
Oh. Blink. 2 seconds. Is he going to do it?
Oh, we do have Legion Commander in the vicinity. They're going to get slowed out. He's going to try and do something. He's going to go down. Doesn't even waste the jewel. Not wanting to surrender that. And Mr. Japper. Not the Jabba. The Jabba wouldn't have done that, but the Japper. He gets caught with his pants down, and he goes down to the 3 players here from the side of XTC. And, yeah, I mean, things are really exciting at the moment. We haven't really had an opportunity to really look at wards placements or item progressions. They're going to find out Doom Bunny. Rock Lee trying to work on the Warlock. He just TPs out. And Adestam just right-clicking down Fury. There comes Strix to the trade. Going to come out alive. He's dusted. There comes the Wraith Blast. Going to hold him in place. And Rock Lee, tell me how the grave smells, my man, because that's what just happened to you. Adestam making very easy work of Rock Lee.
Oh, what can I say? Blink Daggers up makes the game a lot different. Plus, you have these 2 very tanky, well, a very tanky support, basically being everywhere on the map as well with a full level Nature's Gore. So the fade time is only 3 seconds. Pretty damn annoying.
And so much sustain between the Warlock and the tree to actually kill someone on the side of XTC is going to be really, 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 really difficult. I mean, it's...
I feel sorry to be a Crystal Maiden in this game. It must be terrible. It really must be. I mean, 1 Mold Strike and like 1 or 2 right clicks. Fury's not going to even have enough time to root this poor TA to stop right clicking her. She's probably going to have to maybe get a Ghost Scepter or something here on the Crystal Maiden.
Well, I mean,
survive.
Have you seen what Adestam's just picked up? He's got himself a blade mail in the courier being flown out to him at the moment. He's going to be sitting a pretty hectic here for the side of XT to actually deal with. If he can pop that blade mail before he gets jeweled, obviously he's not going to be the prime choice to actually be jeweled or get jeweled upon. But Crystal Maiden going to be popping the ulti. It's going to still hurt.
We do have the smokies. Let's see what happens here. Doom Bunny does, he does have the rock available. All the ultis are available. Trees also in the trees here.
Oh, Deppy, but the smoke in the background is going to be good to stop Doom Bunny. The rock comes down, and Mr. TKC pops, and Rock Lee goes down as well. XTC making easy work there, committing the rock, going to let the rock push down mid lane as the rest of XTC jump into the pit. While that all happens, Hunter going to be split pushing. They do ping it out, so they do know that he's doing that, but they decide, well, let's rather jump in the pit, get the Aegis, and continue pushing. I mean, a majority of the ultis are up here for the heroes. Just the rock, big ulti cooldown. We've still got Black Hole available, and that is a massive, massive threat here to XD.
This draft is pretty much untouchable. I mean, it scales well early game, mid game, and of course late game. Oh, Deppy, 2 right clicks, 1 mult strike, and just 1 more right click to take it down. That's a Ricky down, literally 2-shotted. That is scary at 22 minutes.
XTC got the start that they needed to actually get ahead. XD.
But even if they didn't, I mean, look at the heroes. Dota and Die on the Enigma. I mean, he scales exceptional. As I say that. Oh,
Black Hole catching out TKC. Legion Commander goes down. Midnight Pulse comes on the deck. And 2 of the cores here for the side of XD do go down. XTC having a game of their life at the moment. And the synergy between these players, unbelievable. Adestam not even opting to go for those big damage items, just opting to use that blade mail to his advantage. Depi getting rooted out there. Going to drop the smoke, trying to increase that miss chance here for the side of XTC. Depi, the huge damage dealer coming out here for the side of XT. There, he's got the Dragon Lance, got the Deso.
I must commend Jappa for not feeding away any deal damage to this team, because they are dropping like flies.
It makes it really hard for the Legion to actually start getting jewels now. But Hunter trying to right-click down Adestam. Adestam just stands there, smiles, and just continues to right-click away. Depi jumping in, gets the long-range snipe, taking down Fury. The root comes down, Tricks of the Trade's been popped out. Hunter trying to go toe-to-toe. In the meantime, Adestam, he's not going to go down. They do lose Rock Lee. Adestam still got his reincarnation available. Going to toggle through that. Depi going to just remove a couple of nuisances to him. Hunter does go down as well. One alive. And GG, well played, has been called. Fury throws in the towel. XTC take game 1. 24 minutes into the game. And XTC show us a commanding advantage here for their team. And I think it came down to draft, really. Eh?
Yeah, and it really did. But also the problem is Spin is literally useless this game. It literally is. I mean, you've got a TA that will right-click you through Spin. You've got a Wraith King that really doesn't care. You've got Rock as well as GLT and Enigma ulti that go through it. So it's just like Spin is not really what it's meant to do. He can't really spin into the team because they're just going to right-click him down. Ulti is pretty much useless. I mean, you've got Eidolons for days. You've got Rock. You've got, of course, the TA refraction. It's just such a hard game for him. And even if you ulti the Wraith King, he's going to come back to life. It's just a really hard game. And as for late game, XTC had it as well. An Enigma with Aghanim's Refresher, a Warlock with Aghanim's Refresher. I mean, Tree with Ags later build onto a Radiant, so even an Abyssal Blade if he wants to. Wraith King, of course, scales exceptionally well late game, and TA just becomes unstoppable. So, XTC winning this on draft. I'm afraid, but also on plays, they really did play well. They outplayed them.
Right, well, for those of you that are in game with us, join us for game 2. We're going to continue on stream, just having a look at a little bit of the post analysis. So do join us for game 2 if you wish to watch in game. If you want to join us on the stream, you get a little bit more value-added service from the Jabba and the Succubus. We're going to try and sound intellectual and smart. So do come and join us on the stream. If not, we'll see you in game 2 very, very shortly. Right, so those of you that decided to stick around on stream, let's just take a quick look at the post-match that has come up. Looking at the net worths currently, XTC Adestam having a rocker of a game, sitting with about 15,000k net worth, then followed by Depi. Didn't have the easiest mid lane, having a TKC that having that Flame Guard really does well against the TA. I mean, it was really difficult for him.
It's a good matchup, and also the fact that the Riki was there constantly. But again, like I said in the start, she has the Tree and Protector Living Armor. She's got a Warlock that can rotate in, mix up the Fatal Bonds, even heal her even more. To the point where Adestam could hold his own in a lane against Jappa. Doesn't really, hold much. So the supports could just rotate and do whatever they wanted. Dota and Dai did pretty well in the offlane as well, getting a very fast mechanism up, as well as his Hand of Midas, and of course that Blink Dagger earlier on as well. But I mean, the escalation of farm on the team is purely due to the fact that they took more towers very quickly, did really good rotating and ganking, and, just exploded ahead to the point where they couldn't really do much. Riki, on Riki, look, he was doing well, sapping up the XP, trying to get what he could, but I think the biggest mistake he made, where the game kind of started to turn, is when he tried to go onto the TA under the shrine. It wasn't a good idea, and it kind of just fell apart from there.
Well,
I don't know, he just took a little bit too many chances on the Riki. I mean, there is things like detection, heroes that are good. You can't really go on someone because there's always going to be a Tree to heal them, for instance. It was a hard game for him to really have an impact. So it's just, it just fell apart for them. The TKC did good in the mid, as you said, but I mean, he couldn't really get to that point where he could blow up someone on his own.
Yeah, I couldn't get to that point. So without further ado, let us jump into game number 2. Before they do start without us, that would have been absolutely devastating moment if they start without us. So we're going to jump into lobby 2. We'll leave you with some music so go to the toilet, take a quick wee, grab something to drink, and then come and join us once again for this epic matchup of XD versus XTC. I expected a little bit of a closer game, so let's see if XD can actually bring it a bit better in game 2.
See, this is the problem with drafting your cores first. You just get countered hard. And I mean, the cores couldn't do anything because they had the heroes to counter the cores. You know, Juggernaut was essentially useless that game against almost every hero they had. But yeah, let's see if they can bring it back. We'll be seeing you shortly, guys.
Wait. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Dota players around the world. Game 2 XD versus XTC Gaming. XTC game 1 up in their pocket. XD need to now bring something to the front to try and get themselves a very much needed win here for themselves, to at least try and secure themselves a 4th position in the log. Both these teams are currently tied, so XTC got a game in the pocket, going to have to work a little bit harder to make it happen for themselves. We've got myself and Succubus going to be bringing this game. Hopefully we're going to see another crack in the first game. Lasted only 24 minutes, and XTC, they brought it home.
They really did. XD Dota, maybe a lesson, don't pick cores first.
So the supports coming out from XTC actually helped a little bit better this time around. They've actually banned out the Warlock for XTC, knowing that they don't have the first pick. XD maybe going to try and rely on the Warlock. Maybe they're going to look to picking up the tree this time, and they do. I mean, Jabba, hit Monte Casino and put your money on black or red, buddy.
We want the tree this time, boys. It's ours. Give it to us. But they do ban out the Warlock as well as the Legion Commander. So XDC is not going to be using the Warlock this time around, and definitely don't want a Legion Commander. It is a hard hero to play against, and like I said before, it's a very strong laner. And of course, the lockdown is pretty decent on her, and if she does get those deals off, she can become pretty damn hard in the late game. So yeah, XDC don't want to play against that again. Maybe opting for a little bit more easier lanes this time. And of course, Magnus, huge lockdown, you don't want that. Well, XTC know exactly what they want. Darkseer as well as a Slardar. This is going to be interesting. So we could have Darkseer or Slardar on the offlane, but I do not suspect that. I suspect Darkseer, you're going to need levels and fire on him, so he's going to probably be on the offlane solo. Slardar going to be one of the roaming position 4 supports. So I'd like to see him stack up nicely with a nice little wombo combo where him and another support can roam and get some hectic kills, especially when he gets to that level 6 with the Corrosive Haze. An early blink tag on him. It can be like really good, you know, like get that nice huge initiation off with the Slithering Crush, a Corrosive Haze to reduce everyone's armor, and it should be a pretty easy pick off on whoever they go on. If they combo it up nicely with something like, say, Avenge, I'm feeling like Avenge, you know, something with another huge nuke and a lockdown where the Slardar can just, you know, roam and rotate. Possibly even a Lifestealer bomb. We've seen that combo before.
I was actually contemplating the Lifestealer. The Slardar Lifestealer's got a great amount of synergy. Like you mentioned, the Venge. They've also got the Slardar. They could completely go for a negative armor strat and devastate the side of XD. And the Slardar pick up against the Treant.
Drow strat? The Venge Drow thing? We've seen Datsun do it before.
Put Drow in the mid. Put Luna in the safe lane. Slardar is a support and Venge as well. And I mean,
you want to be selling mayonnaise.
I mean, who doesn't enjoy a little bit of mayonnaise? Oh my gosh. But XD having a lot of faith in the Jugger, gonna probably be another Hunter Jugger. Hopefully maybe having a little bit of a better performance this time around. Not many Omni Slashers doing a devastating amount of work. So Hunter being a little bit underwhelming over there and a little bit under the pump. He's going to have to come to the forefront and really get something done. But we were really panicking about the... Oh, well, there goes the laugh.
No, Lifestealer Slardar. Okay.
But that's... Well, they know. They listen. They stream sniping, and they know. Like, listen to Jabba and Succubus. They know what they're talking about, and they decide to ban out the Lifestealer.
Well, in leg 1, the Slardar Lifestealer combo had something ridiculous, like a 90 to 80% win rate when picked together. So definitely don't want that coming out for the side of XTC because they are very efficient gankers. So yeah, definitely don't want that combo.
Now we've kind of suspect the way XTC is going. I mean, they can go Shadow Fiend, Venge, like that kind of vibe or that kind of route or path that XTC is going. What can we see for XD? I mean, we've got the Treant being picked up. I mean, what else could XD look at trying to complete their draft? Enigma's still in the pool. We saw it having a great amount of work for XTC. I mean, it was an absolute nightmare to kind of deal with. They didn't have enough clear to deal with the Eidolons. XTC, okay, they're going to pick up the Disruptor, so they're going for the blue strat. That's about as much as I know at this point in time.
Well, there's purple, and then blue.
Well, purple, blue, they're going for the cool colors, you know?
The cool colors. Hey, pick up the TA this time. So, Jug, you're okay. You're not going to see a Templar Assassin absolutely destroy you. Yeah, so this time around they're going to... Look, the problem with picking up a TA now, that they still need to choose a mid, and there's a lot of options against a Templar Assassin mid. There really is. Ooh, Slark. Very, very good. Oh, okay.
Okay, so as soon as Jugger starts Omni Slashing the Slark, Slark's going to just Shadow Dance, do his little jig, do the tango, maybe the waltz, and
It's the
completely...
stat steals that I'm worried about. The essence shift steals.
Well, I mean, even the Omni Slash could be devastating. He's going to be able to jump out of that. Okay, look, Disruptor, Darkseer, Slaughter still going to have a bit of an issue. Phoenix coming up from XD, I must be honest, not a common hero in this current meta. Not
Well,
something
it's
we've
good.
seen very
It's
often.
Good here. It's good here because they don't have heroes that can essentially right-click that egg down very fast at the moment. They've still got another pick to go for, but Slark has to get right on top of the egg, which puts him in a very precarious position. Slardar can't really do it. Doesn't have that great attack speed. Disruptor, if he stands and right-clicks something, he's just gonna get run down by the TA, the Jug, that type of thing. Darkseer also not good at taking out the egg, so very good pick here. And also, it combos up nicely. I mean, imagine you get the Tree and Protector ulti off with the egg coming in. It's going to lock down people quite a bit, slow them down to the point where they actually can't get out of the Supernova. And of course, we have the TA in the background with the traps, also slowing people down, as well as a Jug just coming in ulting people that are bunched up. So Overgrowth into Egg, or Egg into Overgrowth, vice versa. Two very strong team fight abilities here. And of course, we've got two massive damage dealers as well on the side of XD in the form of the Jug and the Templar. So I'm actually really liking this draft at the moment.
Well, it's got a lot of synergy. You drop the egg, everyone runs to the egg to try and right-click it down. Trent says, yes, come to me, my pretties. Essentially faking out the mag RP as they come around that ball. I mean, who do you pick up against XD now at the moment for XTC? You've got some... they need a little bit of range, so I feel it can only either be maybe a Viper, an SF, maybe an OD, maybe even a Razor. I'd say is the possibilities that XTC can actually look for going for their mid. What would XD now want to pick up as their...
position 5. They need a position 5. I mean, Phoenix could go to the offlane Tree, the position 4. They need their position 5 right now. I think maybe something with... look, they've got sufficient lockdown here with the Tree, but ooh, okay.
Okay, so that's going to be a support
I
Phoenix.
was wrong.
Look, it happens, guys. It happens that Succubus is wrong. It doesn't happen a lot.
Hey.
Doesn't happen a lot.
I'm concerned though, because Phoenix is one of those heroes that need levels. This is a very greedy draft at the moment. Wow, okay.
Do you think they could actually make it work?
They could make it work. It's just, okay, so here's what I see. Stampede, into Overgrowth, Phoenix ulti, and then Jug and Templar just doing a lot of damage, but ooh.
All right, so they go for DP. Do the ghosts actually tick down the egg, or is it physical right clicks that take down the egg?
It's right click. The egg, but it's Death Prophet ulti. Yeah, you don't want to fight under that, and of course if he gets yourself a Yule Scepter, which he's going to need to get because he's pretty damn squishy. Of course you've got the Spirit Siphons to gain some of your HP back, but I feel like the damage coming out from the TA right click is going to be a little bit too much for the Death Prophet to handle. They've also got a Jug ulti as well as a Centaur to, she's quite squishy early game, so that Spirit Siphon is going to have to do a lot of work. What does help is that she's got a nice AoE silence, which could work a lot in their favor. But she's going to have to watch out here, get herself an early Yule Scepter just to evade some of the damage coming out here. But they're going to have to rely heavily on her to take down the egg. It's going to be a tall order. But
she's not the best right clicker though. She's
not the best right clicker. It's a little bit unfortunate, but it could work. I mean, look, both teams have huge wombo combo. I mean, Disruptor, Darkseer, huge team fight on those two heroes. Then you've got the DP ulti coming out as well. And then, of course, a Slardar to initiate the fight. So, and of course, you can always just glimpse someone back, whoever decides to run away, in the form of the Skynet on the Disruptor. But both teams have huge wombo combo team fights. Question is, who gets theirs off first?
Oh, look, having the silence on the teams really makes it difficult. Yeah, XTC, they dropped.
there's catches, there's glimpse, there's kinetic field, there's Slardar stun, there's vacuum. There's a lot of catch, a lot of disable on the side of XTC, but there's also a lot of sustain on the side of XD with, you know, the healing ward, the stampede, the Phoenix heal, the Sunray. Then you have the tree heal as well. So, and then of course refraction, which is amazing. So you've got a little bit more sustainability on the side of XD. On XTC, you have huge team fight and lockdown. So it's going to come down to, you know, who gets their combos off first, who gets caught out of position. And of course, obviously, as always, rotations and wards. But yeah, it's kind of scary because both drafts are pretty damn good.
It's going to be
damn good.
it's going to be really interesting. What I do like though is okay. Well, you know, you mentioned the glimpse. Now they actually picked up the Phoenix after they saw the disruptor. Do you think that was a purposeful play? That they know that as soon as Rock Lee gets his dive off, that glimpse is going to be available and pretty much glimpse him back? Or do you think they're going to use that dive a little bit more aggressively than defensively? Because we know if he uses it defensively, the glimpse is going to be there, bring him back to the action, and it's going to cause a little bit of a problem. How do you feel about the?
I think it's situational. It really is. It depends. If you're trying to kill a hero that's running away, definitely use the dive. But you know, on average, I feel like you need to keep the dive as an escape mechanism. But against glimpse, it is very, very hard to do so. Because I mean, even if you do dive, you get glimpse back, especially if he gets the thunder strike on you as well before he gets to glimpse you back, because then he has vision of you. So it's going to be very, very hard for Rock Lee here. But Jap has also got the Stampede, so they could opt to use that defensively as well, if they so wish.
Oh, maybe it could all just be a big trap. I mean, they dive in, they glimpse the bird, and then all of a sudden they say, all right, let's just stampede. You've covered the distance. And they drop the egg, the stampede to follow up, drop the tree alt, and then the rest of the team just comes in and has a bit of a melee session. So we're going to see how it plays out this time around in the mid lane. TKC going to be going up against Depi on the DP. Top lane, we've got the Slardar and Dota and Dai, the Darkseer and the Slardar going to be going up against Fury, the Tree, and Hunter, the Jugger. We're going to see if it works out. So far, it seems like both teams opting for dual lanes. In the bot, Jap on the Centaur, Man Rock Lee on the Bird, Adestam on the Slark with a little bit of cover with Skynet in the background. I mean, there's
it's pretty interesting lanes. I mean, Skynet and Adestam are going to have a pretty hard time here in this lane against the form of Jappa and, of course, Rock Lee. It's, like I said, sustainable. Jappa's got the return damage first, as well as the Stout Shield. So it's going to be hard, especially with the Disruptor. He's quite squishy early game, so it's going to be hard for him to really accomplish much. He can try harass, but, I mean, as we mentioned before, we've got the Sunray as well as the dive. He's actually opted to go for Fire Spirits first, so if Adestam tries to pounce on someone, he can just spam his Fire Spirits, and Adestam's attack speed's going to slow down quite significantly, and obviously the turn rate is absolutely insane as well. So Rock Lee is, it's going to be a hard lane here for Adestam. I don't think they actually get a kill here unless they have a second or third hero.
Well, I mean, if they can, they've got a little bit of lockdown. If they get the pounce, get that latch off, then they've got the kinetic field going to hold him in place and taking quite a bit of damage from this Thunderstrike. So they're going to probably try and wear down Jap as we see at the moment.
The problem with harassing so much with the Thunderstrike is that he wastes a lot of mana, and he's only got one character left, so he's not going to really have mana to do a full combo here. Rock Lee just, manhandling Skynet here. He's going to have to be careful. The pounce is available, but misses by margin and gets the dive and gets out. But as I said before, it's going to be hard for Adestam to really get a kill here, especially if Rock Lee has those Fire Spirits available. He's just not going to be able to attack anything fast enough to kill it. He does have the Dark Pact now leveled, so he could purge it off if he does it in time.
Can a question that I don't know about the mechanics: if Adestam gets the latch onto the Phoenix, onto Rock Lee, can Rock Lee still dive away?
It's the same as when you pounce Marana and she leaps, you can't get out of pounce.
That's gonna hurt.
But you can't really do anything. Anti-Mage, however, you can blink out of it. Strangely enough, not even joking, you can blink out of it, but you can't on Anti-Mage. We did it the other day. We were like, huh? What's going on here? But Anti-Mage can blink out of it, but Brana pounce dive, you're pretty much stuck there. So no, Adastin will have that lockdown. But yeah, he won't be able to right click fast enough, as I said, if the fire spirits are available. But looking at the mid lane now, TKC actually pretty low with almost no mana.
Oh, looks like he's going to run to the shrine. He's going to use an abuse and get back into lane as soon as he can. It's, I mean, we've got Deppy doing really well up against the TA, considering she does have that shield. I don't think he should actually be that low. Spirit Siphon obviously doing quite a bit of the work, just wearing down those stacks on the shield.
Yeah, oh, okay, we're going to shrine up here as well. There is an inverse rune here at the top. I wonder if the TKC is going to be able to see it. Maybe do an efficient gank. He's almost got his bottle up as well. So I don't know if they were able to spot that. Maybe one of the supports take it. Maybe Doom Bunny takes it. He's got level 2 Slither and Crush. So it's going to do about 125 damage to this Death Prophet. Very easy kill since she hasn't got Silence up yet. So...
Oh, she doesn't also have Melt. She could be in a little bit of problem. She's quite far forward. There comes the Siphon. Doom Bunny gets the stun off. He's going to try and chase under the towers. Spirit Siphon hold him down. Fury Fire going to keep her alive. Rockley gets in there, gets the dive. Doom Bunny in a little bit of trouble, gets another stun off. But First Blood going to Deppy as Slaughter gets his ass out of there. And TKC.
Are you kidding me?
Wow, the luck.
I honestly thought that rotation from Rockley was going to do it. I thought, like, okay, cool. They're going to kill Doom Bunny and at least, get TKC going to get out. But, I mean, Deppy just having enough mana for that level 3 Crypt Swarm, which, took down that Phoenix pretty damn fast. So, not getting what they hoped to get in the form of TKC, but getting a kill nonetheless mid.
Oh, top lane, Dota and Tai has actually got his Iron Shield up, chasing down Hunter under the tier 1. He's going to get Leech Seeded up. Could actually get the kill. That creep's doing so much work, but it goes down. There comes out the Surge. He's trying to find Hunter. He knows he's under the tower. He's trying to close the gap. He's doing quite a bit of damage to him. One right click, he goes down. Hunter being chased down by the Steam Train Dota and Fury.
It's unfortunately level 3 Iron Shell. Yeah, I believe he had 2 creeps with Iron Shell on him, chasing him down, as well as Dota and I. Tried to juke nicely through the trees. They're getting a little bit of help from the Tree Protector, but it didn't really accomplish much. Unfortunately, Dota and I just ran him down.
Oh, Doom Bunny missing his Crush Bottom. Japper, he's been latched out. Doom Bunny finds Rock Lee. Rock Lee does not have the dive available to him. There comes the stun. They're trying to bring him down. Is it going to be enough? There comes out the double edge. Doom Bunny in a little bit of trouble. We're going to try and find him. And Japper getting healed up from that living armor. He's not going to go down, but quite a bit of action here in the bot lane. Once again, our Slardar surviving on very, very low HP. Wow, sorry I interrupted you there, but I mean, GCM, the teams are going absolutely ham here. I mean, just going back to the top lane, I mean, Dota and Die picking up the solo kill against Hunter. I mean, that is a big play for him. Going to really help him in terms of experience and just that little bit of extra gold. Bot lane almost picking up the kill here, but if Doom Bunny landed the first stun, that could have been a very, very dead Phoenix.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate because, I mean, yeah, Hunter does have his healing ward, but I mean, Fury's been having to use his living armor on TKC most of the time. So when Dota and Die was chasing down Hunter here, there was no living armor for him, and obviously didn't have mana for that healing ward of his. But yeah, I mean, he's suffering quite a bit. Your Iron Shell is tough to deal with, especially if you're a melee hero that has to get close to the creeps that enable to last hits. I mean, he's going to take damage no matter what he does.
I mean,
Dota and Die. Oh, healing ward taken down. Can he actually make this kill happen?
oh, there comes the right click. Blade Fury. He's taking a chunk of damage. He does eventually go down. Hunter finds him.
Mistakes were made, using the Surge to get in there instead of get out. Yeah. But yeah, nice little return kill for Hunter there. He's probably going to be pretty happy with that. A much needed kill for him since going down.
Oh, it looks like things are turning around a little bit here. Japper not actually opting to go for the Tranquils just yet. Just trying to build up into the hood first. I don't know. How do you feel about that? Maybe Tranquil's a little bit better in the beginning.
Sorry, who are you talking about?
Japper, the centaur.
Japper. Look, I mean, he's going for...
Hold on, there comes the latch. Dota and Tark gonna be burning him down. A double edge gonna be reducing a little bit of Adastam's HP. Not gonna be enough for Rock Lee to do anything. And
See, they needed one more hero to make a kill, because just with the two of them, it's literally almost impossible till they get level 6s. I mean, Disruptor's going to need level 6. He's only sitting at level 4. But yeah, finally getting a kill onto the Centaur here.
Oh, beautiful Dew coming out from Hunter as the crush comes out. Hunter just says, no, buddy, I'm just going to Omni Slash. And, yeah. And escapes rather easily. And actually paying with his life. Eventually, he does actually go down for all the luck that he's actually had. I mean, he survived pretty much on 15 HP twice in 2 team fights. And, yeah, now it's time for a bit of payback.
And TKC catching up here quite nicely in the mid, sitting with a little bit more CS than Deppy here. But Deppy's been focusing a lot on denying here. Does have the double damage rune popped. Could he make something happen? Stampede being used?
Oh, looking in the bot lane, the Ray comes out, trying to do a little bit of damage. Rockley, very low HP. Japper getting out with very, with like almost no HP.
Some of these guys are just escaping with nothing.
Oh, can you say Zeus?
There was no mana. Yeah, can you say Zeus ulti? Unfortunately, Glimpse was used previously, so you couldn't glimpse Japper back into death, unfortunately. Ooh, Dota and Die getting very low to the creeps here as well, has TP back to base.
I just want to jump back to Japper. I mean, Japper at one point had actually enough to buy his Ring of Health. But because he got gone on, he quickly bought the items. He quickly bought out, thinking he was going to die. Bought out the cloak.
That's the smartest thing to do.
Buy a TP.
Otherwise, you'll just waste his money. So definitely, I mean, even just some sad items like a magic stick, buying a TP scroll, it's all worth. It's something that he could just quickly get.
It was forbidden mid lane though. Deppy gonna actually use Exorcism. Gonna take down tier 1. Fury in the vicinity, gonna try and bash him out. There it comes. Spirit Siphon gonna be used out, but taking quite a bit of damage. Gonna be both. There comes the Spirit Siphon. Deppy gonna be able to push through it. Fury gets the living armor off onto TKC, but poor Mr. Fury pays with his life. Should have actually healed him up as soon as they saw they cast it onto TKC. He's gonna be able to survive, but Fury takes one for the team and pays with his life.
Oh, well, rather the tree than the TA. But fighting under Crypt Swarm is not the smartest idea. I mean, TA could do it a little bit because she had another refraction charge coming up, but it gets ticked down pretty damn fast by all those spirits. Not the easiest of kills there. But yeah, I mean, she has got that infused raindrops as well, gonna help her out with a little bit of damage coming up from the Crypt Swarm as well as Spirit Siphons. But it's yeah, not the smartest idea to fight on a Crypt Swarm. Someone's always gonna die, and it's gonna eat through your refraction pretty damn fast. But yeah, first time of the game, taken Deppy using full advantage of his level 1 ulti. That's actually the first ulti of the game that we've seen so far, I believe.
I do believe you are correct. The Exorcism doing quite a bit of work. Top lane, okay, it looks like they're actually going to back off. There comes out the tree ulti. They're going to have the Slither and Crush, going to keep Japper, but Japper returns with a stun of his own. Doom Bunny going down again, but surrounded by 3 players here from the side of XD. It is going to be that's pretty much the expected result.
Well, I mean, I must say, brilliant play coming out from Doom Bunny there, saving Dota and Die's life there, but getting that Slither and Crush off just in time for Japper not to get off his hoof stomp. So otherwise, the TP would have been cancelled and they would have both died. So very good play there. 1 life instead of 2. But missing that hoof stomp is Japper.
It's a disaster. And
pay for that
one. He goes down. In the meantime, Adestam picking up himself a kill in the bot lane as Mr. Rockley does go down. Let's just have a look and see what was used. I'm sure Glimpse probably would have been available. Okay, it doesn't show us that fight recap, but I'm sure there must have been a Glimpse involved. Skynet is actually in the vicinity. Radiant Courier actually been sniped out here, but Mr. Fury just missed that as my fingers weren't a little bit fast enough. But now TKC, a little bit of pressure. He's got the haze on him. TKC's not going to be able to actually hide through that beautiful vac wall. Well, I'll just say vac. There was no wall, but Doom Bunny getting the crush off and deletes Mr. TKC. Rock Lee gonna try and see if they can find Dota and Die. Misses the first stack. And he has no more. He drops the tree. He blocks the tree. He can't get out. And he TPs out. Oh my God. Steppy peers up from nowhere. Gets the Spirit Siphon off. There comes the Stampede. Doom Buddy in a lot of pressure. He goes down to Hunter. But Exorcism going to be doing an amount of work here. Is it enough for them to actually fight through it? They do. Japper. Hunter making easy work of Deppy.
I think he should have actually fought more there instead of TPing out, because he had another Spirit Siphon available. I mean, he's going to die anyway. If he TPs out, he's certainly dead. So maybe just try and get another kill before you die. I think he could have actually stayed there a little bit longer.
Well, maybe it was just the effort that he was trying. We had the dogs here that actually TP'd out in this zone here.
Oh no, the courier is animal abuse. When did that happen?
Oh, that happened earlier, just before that fight. Okay, let me just go through what's happening over here. We had the dogs here.
I missed the animal abuse.
I know, I caught it and I reported.
You reported it, okay.
I
good.
reported. But Mr. Dota and Die getting caught planting that tree in this zone here, being then Hunter cutting down the tree while Dota and Die is TPing out. As that happened, the two players here from XTC showed up and started having a big wham bang fight over here. I think if Darkseer managed to maybe pull off some kind of miracle and stick around, that fight could have completely gone in favor of XTC. Just that one player extra with the Iron Shell could have been what changed the tides. But he TP'd out, leaving the rest of his teammates to their doom.
I mean, Deppy coming out of nowhere, like absolute nowhere. But that tree trick, that's hilarious. Actually got out. Boom, denied and TP'd out. Yeah, Deppy making some plays here. Whoa. Fury. I want to actually just check out the item progression here. I mean, there's not much item progression to speak of, really, actually.
Well, I mean,
Jappa.
I wanted to chat about Slark's item progression. Generally, we see Slark's going for that very, very needed Shadow Blade. This time, Edistam opting for the Echo Saber rather, as opposed to the Shadow Blade third.
It's either one or the other. It's either one or the other.
But you think as a first item, go for the Echo Saber? Does it accelerate his farm enough to warrant it?
It allows him to get more Asian shift stacks on someone, obviously, if he's attacking more than once. It gives pretty decent stats. It gives you, I think it's 10 of everything except for the damage. I think it's plus 15 damage, and then 10 attack speed, strength, and intelligence. The mana regeneration is also pretty good, especially since, the Disrupt is pretty poor, hasn't really got mana boots to speak of yet. So, yeah, it's still good. It also gives you... was that movement slow? Movement slow. Movement slow.
We're making up English here, guys. We're making up English.
English is hard, okay?
English.
No, it applies a double attack, and obviously that movement slow and it is I did it again. It's pretty good. But it's gonna escalate his Asian shift stacks, but the rate that he's farming, he'll have a Shadow Blade up in the next 5 to 6 minutes anyway on top of that. So it shouldn't be too much of a delay, but still got the Shadow Dance to work with. And he's got pretty decent catch on lockdown with his teammates in the form of, the Slardar, the Disruptor, Glimpse on level 3 at the moment, so it doesn't have to rely exactly on the Shadow Blade only, doesn't have to rely on those solar pickoffs right now, because he's not far behind. I mean, Shadow Blade for a Slark is pretty much a catch-up item to get those solar pickoffs if you've been struggling in lane, so it's okay if you're this far ahead to, go for that early. It's, first of all, brilliant stats, and second of all, it's actually pretty good in team fights as well. So you normally see an Echo Saver straight after the Shadow Blade, but for me, it feels like it's fine. It's 16 minutes in, it's still very early.
I want to just take a quick note of these aggressive wards here coming out from XT. I mean, there's one just outside the Rosh pit, so always monitoring that.
Yeah.
And then the other one here deep in the Radiant jungle, completely seeing any rotations to shrines or any farming that may come out.
I mean, TKC is going to have those traps up everywhere as well. It's going to give the team extra vision. So very nice to play with that. And of course, you'll always know when someone's in rush because obviously there's going to be a trap in rush. You're just going to have to face up with that. So if XTC want to take rush, they're going to have to pick off people before they can do that. But it looks like they're trading tower for tower. But Adastin here, pushing the tier 2 top here, all TPing in to try and do this. Ooh, I don't think they can find Adastin. He does have Shadow Dance available. He is getting wrapped around and gone on here. Can they actually do it?
Oh, Rock Lee trying to get out of there. There comes the Shadow Dance. Going to keep him alive for a moment. And he's going to take a big Omni Slash on Hunter. Gets the kill on there. Rock Lee surviving through that.
They lose 2 towers for that. This Deppy's like, okay, well, space created. I'm just going to take 2 towers. Taking the tier 1 and the tier 2 bottom as well. So, I mean, pretty good trade. I mean, they got pretty good damage on the tier 2 there.
Doom Bunny finding out TKC, pops the shield, gets the TP and Jappa. Glimpses good, brings him back. There comes the stump. Not going to be good enough as Depp is in the vicinity. A Spirit Siphon slowing down Jappa. Can they farm more? Doom Bunny, he does have his blink available. You're going to use it. Jumps in there, pops the kinetic field. Going to keep him in place. And while that's all happening, the side of XD decide, right, well, we're going to take this tier 1 if they can.
Trading tier 1s and tier 2s at this point, it's not great. I mean, if we look what happened there, yes, Adastum did die, but he got about half of the tower's HP there at the top on the tier 2. You know, Deppy took two towers in the bottom lane, and now they're almost taking mid now. There should be an easy mid tower. They have not got a glyph available, and they can't really viably defend this.
They did just glyph this mid tower here for the side of XD. They did glyph it. Not going to stay alive. It's not going to help out. And Adastum actually jumping to the bot lane.
3 towers, 2 kills. Sure, we'll give up a tier 1 for that, and a kill on Adastum. We don't mind. It's not a fair trade at all. It's definitely in XTC's favor. It's a bit
Absolutely.
sad.
Yeah.
They could have maybe rotated in, maybe tried to kill instead of focus. They would have lost the tier 2 tower anyway, because if they left Adastum to his own devices, he would have taken that tier 2. But then again, they wouldn't have lost 3 towers instead of 1.
You know what I want to see? I want to see a team fight coming out from XD. We haven't seen a good team fight with the egg. Rockley's being caught out, being brought down. He's got the egg available. I want to see this egg being put to good use because, I mean,
They
as we
haven't really
spoke...
had the space to do it.
Well, but they
That's the
smoke up
problem.
now. They smoke up now, so my dreams may actually come
Dota,
true.
They might find Dota and die or Adastum. The Doom Bunny has very little mana, so you can't really back up Adastum if he does get caught out here. So they know that someone's here.
Oh, they're peeking forward. They've got the sentry. There comes the Stampede. Jappa finds the stun. TKC trying to make him explode. Not even quick enough to actually get the Shadow Dance off. And Adastum biting the dust. Finally, they get some dividends from that smoke and bring him down.
Unfortunately, they couldn't really back him up because Doom Bunny at the time didn't have any mana to his name. So could even blink in and stun to save Adastum there and maybe give up his own life instead of Adastum's life. But it does look like the aim here is to push the mid tier 2. At the same time, though, Deppy's being fairly annoying and trying to push that other tier 2. But no, he's going to come back and try to defend this tower.
Oh, Static
beautiful.
Storm catching out to Hunter and DKC. It's going to be a big fight. There comes the root. There comes the egg. It's going to be an absolute party here in the mid lane. They do lose Doom Bunny. There comes the egg. It does actually go off. Wall is down. Dav is going to be able to get Rockley out. But Skynet does go down in the backlines. So does Fury. And XTC so far sitting down 2, losing only Fury for the side of XT. They're trying to chase down Hunter. He's going to pick up the haste. Can they actually get the latch? They do, but he spins out of it. And Hunter, being blessed by the Dota gods, picking up that haste, having that Battle Fury of cooldown.
Look,
And
they didn't get a tower. They didn't get a tower, but damn did they win that team fight. It's the first actual team fight we saw, and it went beautifully for XTC. I thought, oh my word, here's over. Static Storm being dropped into a vacuum wall. You know, massive plays, but they were missing quite a big damage dealer. I mean, the Slark was still dead. So, I mean, that fight essentially without Slark, and it allowed XD to actually win a team fight for once. Again, they didn't get their tower, but they did actually show that they can, you know, take a team fight here. And of course, having a tree protector on your team, that tier 2 down up at the top lane is now fully healed.
Oh, I mean,
So
did you see the strength of the egg?
yeah, the egg it went on full duration. No one could really right click it down, and then 3 heroes just got stunned afterwards. So yeah, definitely showing the combos there. It definitely worked out for them. Like I said, I thought the fight was over. I'm like, oh no.
I mean, they caught...
vacuum wall. I'm just like, oh, okay, it's over. Bye, boys. I mean,
they-
DPLT went off. I thought, like, okay, here's XD dead. But no, I mean, they brought it back pretty nicely. Getting full duration egg, beautiful, beautiful tree LT as well. It just came together for them. But again, the Slark was still dead, so he wasn't actually in the fight. So missing quite a bit of the damage there.
Let's take a quick look at our graph. So while the game seems to be at a little bit of a slow point in terms of team net worth, we've got XT sitting around about the 7K mark for themselves. In terms of XP, we're sitting at around about the 5K mark. So things definitely in XTC's favor, but definitely showing a really good team fight potential coming out from XD. Net worths, individual net worths.
John's actually caught up quite nicely. He's almost sitting at the same net worth as the DP at the moment.
Oh, just having a look at the top lane, though. There comes the wall. The stun is going to be good. TKC in a little bit of trouble. Going to get Spirit softened out. Trying to be kept alive with the healing wards. Going to keep him alive for the moment. There comes the root. TKC turns it around. They lose Deppy on the back lines and an instant TP out. as Mr. Dorendai gets out of there. The egg goes off. He's not going to be able to be brought down, but the Glimpse going to be pulling back TKC as Mr. Skynet is able to get out of there.
Ooh,
Rockley,
they're
he was to
still
chase. Going to be trying to slow him down. Can they
Gotta
throw off
grenade it.
another
No,
Fury?
He should be fine. He should be
All
fine.
the way. Trying to hunt him. Dorendai appears. Doom Bunny throwing down that stun. We've got the Vec trying to bring them in closer, so there's been a little bit of a disruption coming out here from the side of XTC, and no big follow-up coming out from XT, but enough.
All is to rush.
But enough to actually put them under threat. And after that, I mean, they jump into Rosh. Mr. Fury, he's sitting
It's
on
a
the
pretty
outlines.
dangerous rush, though. Okay, well, Dassim's all the way down in the bottom lane, but there are huge ultis available. DP is up in 2 seconds as well. Gonna TP to Shrine. They could contest this. This is gonna be, this is dangerous. They need to back out here. XD know they can't take this. Not with Disruptor ulti, DP ulti, all those big things up there. They really cannot do this now. Skynet's getting hasted, seeing if he can pull back someone with a glimpse. Here we go. He catches. Ooh, he catches a TA.
Well, this is big. Doom Bunny comes in, drops the hammer, gets the Iron Shell. They're going to still be able to clear it up. In the meantime, Doom Bunny was looking for more. So they take down TKC TA, one of their biggest damage dealers at a stam, baiting out the Blade Furies. You know, that's going to be on cooldown for the next little couple of seconds should they engage. There comes the Glimpse. Doom Bunny not being able to make it happen. And how did they actually dislodge that? Oh, he meant it out of it. You sneaky little Russian.
If you time it perfectly, you can do it. But it's yeah.
I wonder how many times they practiced that.
It's not as easy as it looks. But it's definitely a tier 2 here. No amount of living armor is going to save this tower from dying.
Can't do anything. TKC's down for the count. Big damage dealer. Only Hunter available. And he's not really outputting the amount of damage that he'd like. He's got his Manta. He's got his Maelstrom. But the big right click here for the side of XD is going to be...
up to Russia if they really wanted to. I mean, yes, DP ulti is down for 70 seconds, but the Disruptor ulti is up in the next 20 seconds. So they could potentially rush it. DP ulti is going to be going for... Ooh, it's just going to time out. So it looks like they're not going to try this.
Okay,
Well,
well
we're
this...
going to see another epic rush fight here. There's a smoke. Oh,
Well, these traps are giving so much vision, but they're going to find Deppy. There comes a Stampede into Blink. Doom Bunny rocks up, catches a 4-man stun. 5-man Black Wall's going to be devastating. There comes a Static Storm into Kinetic Field. Dorendai getting a kill on TKC as well as Fury. Skynet going down. Hunter doing a chunk of work, not being able to find Deppy. Eventually they do. Old man Rock Lee. Can they find Adestam? Hunter, he loops back around the top. Adestam, very low HP. And that Earn just keeping those charges down. Jappa, he's trying to still find charges. He pounces down to the bottom, gonna blink away. And wow, all of a sudden, XD.
of that fight is Rock Lee. I mean, full duration egg on the cliff there. Sunbeams his entire team, then dives to get the kill. Like... beautiful play coming up from the Phoenix. Also, it must be said, Skynet got also a brilliant ulti there as well on the Disruptor, but damn.
No, it was all Doom Bunny,
Sustain.
baby. It was all Doom Bunny. Catching a 5-man, no, it was a 4-man Slytherin Crush into, and then Dorendai catching a 5-man Vac Wall.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely amazing. And then Skynet dropping the hammer as well, but...
That's everything, eh?
That egg that was left in the full duration, not being contested, then is able to get out those fire spirits as well as the sunbeam. I mean, well, the sun ray, sorry. But, I mean, healing up his teammates, doing massive amount of damage, because it's on full level to the side of XTC, and then just diving for the rest. Very, very good fight coming over there. That overgrowth was also perfect. I mean, everyone, it's hard not to get the good combos off there. Everyone was bunched up in this little corner there in the Ancients. So, very messy team fight, but...
So the question is, I mean, both team fights went, I think, pretty well for both teams. And, I mean, XT just really showing the stamina that their ultis actually have to go the full 9 yards. Do you think XTC...
They have Jappa as well as a tree. They've got a lot of sustainability. As I said before, I mean, they've got healing ward, they've got living armor, they've got the stampede, of course, obviously the refraction and the sun ray. So they've got quite a bit of healing and sustain. So they can last a little bit longer in team fights if they're not locked down and disabled immediately. And unfortunately, Death Prophet did get the silence off there, but it didn't really affect them that much because all the main spells were already gone and dusted and gone off. Couldn't really do anything. Oh no.
Oh, Omni Slash trying to find Dodo and Die. He jumps back to Deppy. Not going to be good enough. He's going to be able to split the damage. But beautiful Vac Wall. Tree Fury taking a chunk of damage. Leech Seed's not going to keep him alive. They lose Rock Lee. They lose Fury. And now Jappa being glimpsed back under the wall. He's going to go down as well. All of a sudden, things have turned into an absolute fiasco for the side of XD, losing almost the entire team with almost a perfect engagement coming out from Hunter. Omni Slash just bumping around and not finding what they needed.
I mean, we have Dota and Die getting the perfect vacuum wall up into Doom Bunny's stun, and then followed up by Skynet, obviously with a beautiful static storm into kinetic field, and then Deppy just had a field day. I mean, he was dropping pretty low to the blade mail of Jappa, but immediately used himself up and Spirit siphoned himself back to full HP. Absolutely ridiculous team fight, and that's what I mean. When they're stunned and silenced and locked down, XTC win the team fight almost every single time, but yeah, it's just a little bit unfortunate. Jug ulti pretty much missing the mark. It did land, but I mean we had the illusion. I believe it was illusion rune on Deppy, and then of course I mean Lotus Orb and mech and all these sustainable items on this Darkseer as well. Jug ulti really didn't do that much. Got caught with their pants down, unfortunately.
I mean, I want to go back to Adestam's item progression here now. We were speaking about the Shadow Blade earlier, that mobility item that's so crucial on a slot. Opting to actually go for the blink rather as opposed to the Shadow Blade. It seems to be working out for him, but often we see players go for that Shadow Blade because it can always translate into the Silver's Edge. Break.
He's not really playing that pick-off Slark this game. He's playing with his team, so he's relying on his team's lockdown and team fight to do some damage. And I mean, the blink just gives him a second option to escape. I mean, he's got escape in the form of the Shadow Dance, Pounce, and of course, now he's got the Blink Dagger as well. So it just gives him a little bit more mobility. And the fact that he's got a Basher, it's going to give him a little bit more. And he's got some attack speed here as well. So he's going to get some nice Essence Shift stacks off. And now opting to go for that Skadi. So he's going to be pretty tanky. Not doing that much damage as of yet, but I mean, if he seals enough stats, he can do some significant damage. But I must say their main damage dealer right now is that Death Prophet and the full level Exorcism. Also got that Shiva's Guard as well. It's going to slow people down, but they're relying heavily on their magic damage at the moment. But the physical damage coming out from DP at the moment is ridiculous.
Oh, so it's really gonna boil down to, I suppose, like you said in the beginning of the game, depends on who gets the engager first. If they can actually play around XD's ultis and get that egg into Treant's ultis, really going to make the difference. Where we saw in the previous team fight, let's say the second last team fight, the last team fight, XTC really showing the strength of their heroes, that once their ultis are blown, they've still got things in the tank, and they can still go the full 9 yards. So it's going to get really close, I feel. And it's
not these huge long cooldown ultis anymore. I mean, yes, only one is Death Prophet. Hers is quite a long cooldown, but I mean, the Disruptor and the Darkseer do have low cooldown ultis. I mean, at full level it's 90 seconds for Darkseer, and at full level it is only 70 seconds for the Disruptor. So I mean, right now they synergize pretty well. They'll always have their ultis up after every minute or so. So it's really fast. They're always basically ready to fight. And of course the Slardar, the Corrosive Haze, has got a cooldown of 5 seconds. So I mean, just reduce everyone's armor, which is really helping in these fights with the Death Prophet ulti. Exorcism is going to do so much damage with that Corrosive Haze. And then obviously, I mean, you don't want reduced armor when you have like a Slark, stealing your stats every single time he right clicks you. It's just really hard for them to combat that at the moment. It's also really good against the TA.
Well, I mean, it seems like both of the teams are now like feeling one another out. They're getting to the point where, right, they've taken some good team fights. I mean, the Graph had like a little bit of a fit. A little bit of a moment where it seemed like it was going to go back in favor of XD, and then XTC take it away once again. Now they're sitting at around about the 12,000 net worth mark in terms of experience, sitting at the 15k mark. Same kind of dance that had there as well. So XD had a window of good news, and then XTC just came back and shut that down rather quickly. Just looking at that, I mean, things can
It's just a
really
little bit
go.
unfortunate. It was unfortunate because, like we said before, the Jug ulti kind of didn't do much because they split up and they had illusions. And then the rest of XD were kind of fallen behind. And as soon as they jumped in, I mean, we had the likes of Doom Bunny just stun and Dota and Die vacuum wall everyone in just to bunch up into a Disruptor ulti. Of course, then obviously Deppy's ulti to follow with Exorcism, but it was just a messy fight for them. They kind of blew their initiation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, at that point, don't jump in. Rather, just back out and regroup. Because I mean, if they're gonna keep doing that, it's gonna be game pretty soon. But they do have decent high ground. I mean, you do have Fury, you know, healing up the towers. We do have Rock Lee can throw out those fire spirits to reduce some attack speed. The Sun Ray to get rid of creeps. I mean, the TA's cleave, well, I say cleave, but Psyblades also is decent at clearing creeps. It's going to be relatively hard for them to push up the high ground, but I feel like it's even harder for XD to push high ground with, you know, the Disruptor ultis, the glimpses, the stuns, the silences, the vacuum, you know, that type of thing. It's a little bit harder to push up high ground against XDC than it is to push up against XD. So it's going to be quite an issue. We do have a Desolator, though, on this TA, so if they somehow do manage to win a team fight, properly take down the towers, they're going to take towers pretty damn fast with the TA's Desolator, but problem is they got tier 2s to go through, whereas XDC do not. They've only got high ground to worry about. And Rush is going to be available pretty soon. I'd say in the next 3 to 4 minutes, Rush will be up as well. So I mean, they could just be waiting around for that, secure themselves a Rush and go push.
I mean, like you're saying, they've got amazing pushing potential and some decent defending materials for the side of XD. It's going to really come down to the point on how these teams actually engage in their fights. So let's take a quick look at the ward placements at the moment, something we haven't really concentrated on. So we're kind of looking at what XTC is looking at on the map. Very dark out there, except for that one aggressive ward sitting just outside the entrance of XT's base. So that is revealing what is going on in the jungle as well as what is happening down the mid lane. They spot out Rock Lee as well as Jappa looking at the vision for the side of XD. A lot more information coming out from them. They've got that ward at the top. They've got the ward here in the bottom river. Nothing sitting around Rosh just at the moment. So just something that they need to have a look at. Otherwise...
well, I mean, they need some defensive warding, which they do have at the moment, you know, because they are the ones kind of stuck in their base right now until the next team fight comes around. But yeah, it makes sense that XTC have the more aggressive wards, whereas XD have the defensive ones. So they need to be on the lookout. They cannot be caught out here because this will mean racks for them, especially with the Death Prophet ulti available. So
Well,
they take down a tower pretty damn fast.
There we go. The Diet does drop that ward just outside Rosh. That was one of my small concerns. I mean, you've got XTC hovering around this mark. Adestam sitting here in the top part of the jungle. Easy
He's just
smoke.
waiting.
I mean-
just waiting for someone to come into his sights and he can just kill.
Oh, well, he just blinks
Is he gonna-
out.
Is he going to be able to find someone? He can't viably kill Hunter, can he? Okay, maybe he can if he gets a few lucky bashes off, but Hunter is going to get off his Omni Slash, but then he's in trouble.
Oh, he just meant this could be an absolute devastation here for him.
Yeah.
If Adestam actually decides to jump in, he actually decides not to. And, I mean, remember, Manta actually breaks that latch. It does,
So
hey?
it's just-
It does, though.
It's a bit unfortunate though that maybe he should have just blinked a little bit more up. Could have caught out Hunter there. He doesn't have an Abyssal Blade just yet, so he would have to tank the ulti, use a Shadow Dance basically, and then go for Hunter after that. But it doesn't look like he's going to be finishing that Abyssal Blade. It looks like he's actually going to opt to go for an MKB.
Oh, look at that
Interesting.
trick. Oh my gosh, Skynet, you're a little thief. He kinetic fielded over here. So now Fury thinks there's a ward up there, drops a sentry, he doesn't spot it because the observer's over here, people. Oh my gosh, Skynet, you're a thief, my friend. You're a thief.
Easy baits.
Oh, Fury, he's trying to find Skynet. Doom Bunny gets it there and crush off. Deppy, he comes in with the Exorcism, heals himself, but the Omni Slash trying to get some work done here, not going to be good enough. Beautiful Static Storm coming out. Egg in the background doing some work. Jappa fighting under the wall, not going to be good enough, but now the tree ult comes in. Fury being able to just hold the team into position, but no damage done. And Mr. Rock Lee goes down, glimpse. Mr. Skynet Doom Bunny trying to find that kill,
instant
and
buyback.
TKC actually tipping out here from the back, and Barback coming out from Mr. Rockley. Barback coming out from Jappa. Barback available on Hunter. Not going to try and expand it
Hunter,
just
no,
yet, and
he hasn't. It's on cooldown. Oh, wait,
he has
bought
to.
back.
He
Sorry.
does. He bought back. It's going to actually force them out.
It's gonna force out a glyph as well as 3 buybacks. This is rush time. I mean, it's gonna be up in the next minute, and then they could viably push up high ground because now there's no glyph available. There's no buybacks. This could be pretty dangerous here. But I must say, I mean, fighting under that Death Prophet ulti is absolutely devastating. I mean, they just can't do it. And I mean, poor Hunter, he tried his utmost best to get the DP out of the fight to Omni Slasher, but all she did was heals herself and basically tanked Omni Slash ulti with a Yule Scepter. It's just like, okay, well, you can Omni Slash me, but I'm going to immediately Yule's away. And, you know, it bounced on a few other things, but it primarily got wasted on
It
Yule
was
Scepter on the
negligible.
Death Prophet. It was negligible. He couldn't really do much. And then after that, Spin's not going to help you because, I mean, it's going to physical damage with the DP ulti. I mean, all your heroes are pretty much stunned and disabled. Yes, Egg went off nicely, but it didn't matter. It really didn't matter.
I mean, as soon as
They're not caring about the Egg in this fight.
and it seemed like the egg actually paired up quite nicely with the tree ult, but
Yes, it really did, but they just couldn't make it happen because, I mean, Death Prophet just didn't go down. She just didn't go down. I mean, like I said, Hunter tried with the Omni Slash, but she heals herself up straight away. So more than 90% of Juggernaut ulti was on Depi, and it just didn't do anything. So I mean, it was just a messy team fight. I mean, silence, stunned, mega comboed, and you had to force out 3 buybacks and a glyph. It's a dangerous situation to be in.
And I mean, this is at the moment where Rosh is about to respawn. I mean, Darkseer sitting top of the log in terms of net worth. I mean, have you ever seen a Darkseer have more net worth than a Slark, a Jugger, or a Death Prophet? I mean,
Well,
he's
in a
doing...
lot of cases, yes, because he can rapidly farm everyone on the map with his Iron Shell, and he was basically solo offlane and got a kill as a solo offlaner on the carry, which is, you know, the ideal. But yes, I mean, he's been able to, you know, put 2 or 3 Iron Shells on every creep wave in the jungle, and he can basically farm the map a lot faster than most of the heroes here on the side of XTC. So I'm not really surprised at his net worth at the moment. He's also sitting with 2 kills. I mean, 2 deaths, 8 kills, and 11 assists. So he's doing exceptionally well. Plus all the towers that are down for them as well. They've basically got all the outer towers. So very, very easy net worth here. Constantly pushing out the lanes. Look how fast his rush is going down.
Oh, that haze is just absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. They're going to get the Aegis. This is going to be the call for them to start pushing in. All ultis are up. Buybacks
no
have been
buybacks.
expanded for 3 of the players. Do we
glyph.
even have
There's
barback?
No, there's glyph on cooldown for 3 minutes 2 seconds. There's been 3 buybacks on the side of XD. No one else has buyback on the side of XD. This is very dangerous.
Well, it looks like they're going to try and make a play. XTC is the only one that does actually have buyback. There comes the Sunray Exorcism actually going to be used up. Trying to burn down that mid-tier tower. Doom Bunny blinks in. Trying to find the kill on TKC. Beautiful vac wall. There comes a kinetic field into Fury's ulti. But Static Storm doing too much work. Adestam bites the dust, but Aegis is only on the deck. Egg lasting full duration. Fighting under Shrine now. But we've got Mr. Adestam coming back from the Aegis. Beautiful lineup for the Ray. Old man Rock Lee trying to see if he can find more. Depi getting involved in the middle of the team fight. Throws out the Spirit Siphon. Jem is on the deck. Rock Lee going to be able to shrine up. And Depi trying to survive out of there. In the meantime, Adestam, he's going to survive. And beautiful defense coming out from the side of XD. Holding that high ground.
He was really, really low. And he, used himself up there, got the Spirit Siphon off, and was able to TP out. But, I mean, very, very good defense from XD. I mean, I thought this was Rax for sure, and they defended their base without having to buy back or lose anyone. But as I say that, huge vacuum wall coming in here for Dota, and Old Man Rockley's going to hit the deck.
Oh, there comes out a little bash on Jappa.
That blade will. Adam has to watch out. Jappa hurts.
Jappa hurts, man.
Blade coming out here now for Adassim. So opting to go for that instead of the MKB, which I am a big fan of. Yeah, he really needed that Abyssal Blade. He needed some lockdown of his own here He's gonna try hit the racks here, but hasn't got Aegis available to him, so he's gonna have to be careful.
Oh, Exism up again. This is going to be one lane of Rex. They're going to try and move to the top.
Down reduction at level 20, and then Octarine Core as well. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I mean, that is pretty much Exism up every 87 seconds. That's ridiculous. Top lane of Rex in a bit of trouble. Adestam finding the latch onto TKC. We've got there Bissell trying to hold him in place. Fury does go down. Adestam looking for more, trying to write down TKC. Hunter, he's spinning through it, spinning it for the win. And Hunter going to just run back into base. The buyback does come out from TKC, trying to push them out. But in the meantime, they did take the top lane of Rex. Doom Bunny getting the crush off onto Hunter. Jappa returning the favor onto Dota and Die. There comes the kinetic field catching out too. Egg is going to be dropped. They're not going to try and bring it down. They do lose Doom Bunny. And now Deppy going to pop out the shivers as the rest of the side of XTC going to try and make the escape. Jappa going onto Deppy. Hunter going onto Skynet. They're going to probably lose Skynet here. The Ray is doing wonderful work. And not going to actually lose him, as Skynet is going to get through there, but
He's
Jappa.
getting chased though. They want him. Hunter wants this.
Yeah, no, but Adestam, he wants Rock Lee. Rock Lee goes down. Hunter doesn't find anything yet. Deppy actually bringing the kill down onto old man Rock Lee, and the TP does come out.
Bad. It's pretty bad plays. I mean, they spent so much energy trying to chase this Disruptor. In the meantime, losing first Jappa as well as the Phoenix. Just for Disruptor kill. It's like, okay, boys, space created, they chasing me, go kill them.
Adestam literally just had to jump on them.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate that they lost the Phoenix as well as the Centaur, just because, Hunter's busy chasing an insignificant Skynet that can't really contribute much. And they get the gem again. Gem is on the deck, Skynet gets to pick it up. As for me, that wasn't the play.
Yeah, I suppose they're gonna.
If they really wanted to now, because they got 2 heroes down with that buyback, they could have just turned around and taken the last final racks. But they could just opt to go for the last shrine here on the way there. There's not much they can do in the way of stopping these guys now. The only one person has buyback, mind you, is the Slark. But yeah, I mean they've got buyback on cooldown for TA 5 minutes, which is pretty massive. Buyback on cooldown for pretty much everyone in the team here. Even Hunter, yeah. Oh, is that a fake? Lol, misclick.
Oh god.
GG. I was like, what?
I was like, yeah. Anyway, so
If they can't
mistakes were
defend
made.
this rack successfully, and it's game. It's already going to be hard to win this game. But if they lose this racks, I'm afraid it's over.
Well, they're going to try and put living armor onto their tower, just give it a little bit more HP. Exism doing a bit of work there. Pops out the premature shivers. Yule's coming out. He has actually got the Lotus Orb. There comes a beautiful vac wall onto 3. In the meantime, Hunter in the back line is going to be trying to Omni Slash. Eggers down. Beautiful vac wall, double vac wall. Doing a huge amount of work, and in the meantime, Adestam finding TKZ, the rest of the time finding out Hunter. Triple kill for Dota and Da. They want more, they want the fountain, they found the bird. And Mr. Rock Lee goes down. GG has been called, and XTC take game number 2, close out the series with a win. This puts XTC in 4th place and moves XD into 5th. Slowly inching the boys of XD lower and lower in the log. But before you give us a breakdown, for those of you in game, we're going to jump onto the post analysis. So for those of you that are going to be loving and leaving us, we hope that you have an amazing week coming up.
Shout out to Reddit.
Shout out to Reddit. I see him checking out our stream. I hope you're enjoying us on your big ass TV there, my boy. But for those of you that you're not going to be seeing you in game, we hope that you have a wonderful weekend. From myself, Jabba and Succubus, have a good one. Right, for the rest of you that decided to stick around and stay on the stream, let's just go through a little bit of the post-analysis. And Succubus, tell us where you think things went wrong. You had really high hopes for the XD draft.
Yeah, I mean, both drafts were absolutely amazing. Like I said, the XD draft is more sustainable, a bit more tanky, can take a bit more of a beating. But if they get caught out, they get locked down significantly. No BKBs at all, except for the TA very, very, very late. it's a bit unfortunate because he could have blocked out. I mean, there was no Agnes for Skynet, so that could have blocked out a lot of the damage. Of course, also Dota and Die, you could have blocked out that as well if you got your BKB up. It's not going to help against Deppy much because, I mean, of course, his ulti is physical damage, but they wouldn't have gotten silenced, vacuum walled, stunned up by Doom Bunny, and of course Skynet dropping the hammer with the static storm. So I feel like BKBs were a little bit more needed here. Even I know you've got spin on Hunter, but you're going to need more than spin to survive the massive amount of lockdown, silence, and team fight on the side of XTC. So I feel like some of the cores just maybe needed to get BKBs up a lot sooner. That's one of the big things that I would have changed there. Also, they took a bit of some messy team fights, especially the one in the mid there, where Hunter, his ulti, was kind of ineffective. Then the entire team kind of just bunched up so nicely for Doom Bunny and Dota and Die to just completely combo. They should have gotten out in that mid fight. So for me, they took some silly fights where they couldn't viably win, especially since if Japper or Hunter's initiation wasn't exactly on point, they should have backed out instead of trying to fight. You know what I mean? So for me, that was one of the big misplays, was taking team fights they couldn't really viably take. Well, they could, but I mean, when their main damage source, like an Omni Slash or a Japper initiation, wasn't exactly on point, going on to try fight that is not a good idea. Fighting under Death Prophet ulti as well. As soon as that ulti goes down, you run the hell out of there. Use your Stampede, get the hell out, come back in when Death Prophet ulti is down. Because fighting under that just completely devastated them.
I mean, just looking at the damage that Deppy put out onto buildings here, 14,000 damage onto buildings.
30,000 hero damage. It's quite significant.
And I mean, considering that ulti had such a long cooldown in the early parts of the game, exactly what you said, back off. You got the exorcism up, get out of there, don't fight it. You had the Stampede to disengage. Use it to disengage. He had the eggs up on the centaur, refreshes pretty decently, wait for the next team fight, and then push back into it. But I mean,
and also it's decent against it's really decent against the magic damage of XTC, the Aghanims on the Centaur Warrunner. So if they did save that, just get the hell out. I mean, it was a 125-second cooldown until he got Refresher and, of course, level 20's 10% cooldown reduction. Then it was on point with Disruptor and Dota and Die's hero as well. So their ultis were always up every single minute. Like a minute and 30 seconds, you have an ulti, all the big ultis up. So it's a very short window to try fight in. But yeah, when they had that advantage of the long cooldowns, definitely get the hell out. Don't fight under it. Come back into the fight when the DP ulti is wasted.
100%. I mean, I just want to take a look. I was looking earlier at how much Mr. Skynet spent on support items. He spent a whopping 3,500 smackers on support items. His items weren't that bad. I mean, he was making big plays. He didn't have those mobile items you generally see on a Disruptor, Force Staff, Blink. He managed to get himself up the Glimmer Cape as well as the Solar Crest. So, I mean, he got the items that were needed to be effective, and he wasn't really actually being caught out. He could literally walk up to a fight, drop the Kinetic Field, Static Storm, and just really aid out his team.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing about having heroes like the Darkseer with the Blink Dagger. You have that huge initiation. You have another initiation here in the form of the Slardar. So, I mean, any one of those two initiates. It's so easy for the Disruptor just to follow up at the back of the team fight. It really is. He's not going to have to, be right front and center. He's not their initiator. So, I mean, it's so easy for him just to get his combos off. I mean, if you look at it, 2, 4, and 21, I mean, he hardly died as a support. When you look at a tree that's supposed to be, more survivable than a Disruptor, dying 8 times. It just shows you, the initiation power and, the disable on this team is pretty significant. I mean, we have 2 silences, we have stuns, we have an Abyssal Blade on a Dastum. I mean, the lockdown is just immense. And then, of course, we have an all-important Guardian Greaves as well as a pipe, an AC, a Shivas. They had a lot of team items. I mean, they had the full-on Solar Crest as well. I mean, they synergize really well with their item building and item choices. I mean, we don't have a mech for the mech or a pipe on the side of XD, but they do have the Centaur on Aghanim Scepter. Came out quite late. So, I mean, he first got his hood, his blink, his blade mail, those type of things. Aghanim Scepter was the last item he built. So, I mean, maybe if he went for a pipe even earlier, That could have helped out a lot, and definitely maybe getting a mech onto the Phoenix instead of the Veil of Discord, that could have helped them out a bit more to sustain in fights. I feel like the item choices here on the side of XTC also helped them out a great deal. Glimmer Capes, Four Staffs, Solar Crests, GG Boots, Pipes, Assault Cuirasses. They had a lot of team items, and they had 2 BKBs as well. So
Those
it's
are
just,
big. Those are the
yeah.
big deals.
Yeah.
The BKBs.
And not to mention the Lotus Orb. I mean, come on. Like, it's just the team items there. They weren't as sustainable as XD in team fights, but they made themselves more sustainable, but just by item choices alone. So a very, very good decision making here.
Well, they had a lot of items that, or they had such a good early start that their item progressions really did well. I mean, we had Depi on the DP at 21 minutes 40, picking up a Shiva's Guard, and that's after the Yule Scepter being picked up. So basically, from the 15-minute mark to the 21-minute mark, 6 minutes, she had her Shiva's Guard. I mean, that is a huge amount of farm to pick up, and then the acceleration just went on further. Another 10 minutes after that, picking up the Octarine Core. And then after that, you're picking up an AC. I mean, Depi was an absolute beast. I mean, let's just take a quick look. We didn't really focus on it, but
He got away with murder.
what
though.
was
Like,
his GPM?
I actually exited now by,
623.
not by mistake. Oh wait, I got it back. Yay!
like 629 gold per minute. I mean, Dota and Die was sitting on 651. I mean, you can't. It's very difficult for XD to compete with something like that.
Yeah, it really is. And the thing is, like, he also timed his Yule Scepters exceptionally well. He got out on like no HP half a dozen times, and of course, I mean, timing it as well as as his Spirit Siphon cooldown. So he comes back down, gets his Spirit Siphon off, and he's back to like half to full HP, and is able to get out with murder almost every single time. I mean, they only picked off the Death Prophet 3 times, and it took a lot for them to get him down. I mean, Yule's timing on when he was like almost in no HP, gets out with the TP. In the Midrax, they took the Midrax. That wasn't supposed to happen. That DP was supposed to die there. Then of course, I mean, poor Hunter trying to target the Death Prophet with an Omni Slash, but she would just Yules up every single time. Every single time she would save the Yules. So I mean, it's such a good item against this. It really, really is.
Well, I think I think we've molested the post analysis. I hope we gave you guys enough insight to where we think things went wrong for the side of XD.
Yeah, it was a relatively even game for the most part, and then just things started to swing. It really started to swing when XD started to take a little bit of team fights that didn't particularly make sense. I mean, they won the back foot for a little bit of portion of the game. They brought it back with some 2 or 3 decent team fights, and then they slipped back into taking team fights that really weren't good, especially in the mid there. They just got caught out and 5 heroes down, and I think the one that cost them the most was the 3 buybacks and the glyph.
Oh, well, buybacks are needed to try and defend your base, but
the problem is they got caught out. All of them died because they got caught out trying to look for the heroes of XTC, where they had all their combos up. No BKBs yet for the side of XD either, so they just got caught with their pants down. Then they got pushed, and 3 buybacks into a glyph, and then free rush, and then racks again. So it was really unfortunate just taking those team fights. So was that that smoke of deceit that XD did just before that happened?
Yeah.
They got the wrong initiation off. That's when Hunter's Omni Slash got used as well. It's just like majority of the damage is gone. They just had to back off, and also fighting under DPLT, as we mentioned before, not a good idea. But yeah, things just went wrong for them towards the mid to late game stages. It's where they started really falling apart for XD.
Right, well, I think while I start signing off, can you tell us what our next game is? So this is going to bring our Sunday Night Dota to an end. We do have XTC closing out this series 33-16 after 45 minutes. XTC taking the game 2-0. Very well played to the squad of XTC, doing really well. XD showing what they had, and not being able to get to where XTC is, and making it 2-0. So, boys going to have to start making some plans from the side of XTC, moving into that 4th position. doing really well. Currently, top of or the log sits as follows. We've got top of the logs. WRG is sitting in first place with only 4 games in hand. Energy in second. Pulse in third. They've actually the only team that's actually played their 5 games, and they're still sitting in third place. XD in fourth. XTC in fifth. That's going to get swapped. That's going to swap around as soon as the scores get updated. Then in sixth position, APG. Seventh, VNR. And 8 is going to be Ventus. And last, but definitely not going to be least, is Damage Control in 9th place. So that wraps up the log standings for the moment. But Tuesday night, I think we've got another game coming up.
No, not on Tuesday. Look, I still have to confirm with Stunt from Damage Control, because 3 of his teammates have left Damage Control. So he says he's about 100% sure that they will be able to make it, but he's still going to confirm with me later in the week. But anyway, on Wednesday, the 10th of May, hopefully we have Damage Control versus APG. And then on Thursday, we'll have Ventus Dota versus XTC. And on Sunday, we have 2 matches, I believe. No, it's on Thursday we have 2 matches, sorry. On Thursday we have Ventus versus XTC, which me and Jabba will be taking. WRG versus Energy, which Devet will be taking as well on Thursday. So 2 brilliant streams coming up on Thursday. And then on Sunday we're going to have VNR versus Pulse. So some very good games coming up this week. Should be interesting.
Right, so make sure you diarize. If not, join the Facebook groups. So make sure you stay up to date on DGL, the DGL Facebook page, to stay current with what games are coming up. Otherwise, you can follow me at Jabba Gaming on pretty much Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Succubus is pretty much at Succubus Chanel on Twitter and Facebook. Am I correct?
Chanel, it is, Chanel.
Yes, that's your name.
On Facebook, it's Succubus DGL, and then on Twitter, I believe it's Chanel_Succubus or Succubus_Chanel, one of the 2. Just look for red hair.
Just look for red hair. Right, well, guys, I think that's pretty much going to bring the cast to an end. We hope that you enjoyed your Sunday night evening. Thanks for hanging around with us and keeping us entertained. Even though we may not comment on the chat that's happening on the stream, we do take notes and we do listen to what you guys do say. So do type us notes, do tell us that you love us, and if you hate us, then don't tell us that, because I won't believe you. I know you really do love us. But yeah, so guys, from ourselves, we hope that you have an amazing Sunday, a great Monday, a fantastic Tuesday, and an amazing week all around. So from ourselves, Jabba and Succubus, good night and God bless.
Bye-bye.
How do you achieve your greatness?
There's no margin for error.
No room for mistakes.
You need total control.
Your success is determined by your grit.
It takes thousands of hours perfecting your moves.
And only the strong survive.
You think you've paid your dues?
You think you're ready to enter the arena?
Think again.
This is the Telkom Digital Gaming League,
This is where legends fight till the last second.
where the action explodes straight through your system.